Wait till your nipples are open in your teeth.
Alright, is everyone
Hello,
good?
Shabba. Yep.
Yep.
You got your slushy there, Shavo?
And my Gordons.
Wait, you what?
Right.
You never got one?
No, I got a slushy and my Gordons as well.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
The
Ah,
live fucking of the ratio.
Time to go
Is
touch
that
can't
going-
believe I found this.
Time to
Is
go
that going
touch up your
in the
accolades.
I spilled my fucking mouse, man. I need to suck it up. Wait.
Yes, man.
Okay.
Insert sucking noises. Hey, this is supposed to be a PG stream, sir. Fuck. This is gonna be a good one, guys. Let me tell you.
It went into my lungs. Oh.
Everyone hates you, man. Even the slushies try to kill you.
Oh.
You take
Let me tell you, that wasn't a
points
slushy.
of cold damage. Afraid what the camera's doing.
Let's hope we don't have any technical difficulties. Roll 20s, rolling average, running averagely, I'd say. It's not.
I'm rolling average.
Yeah, I've not had any problems with it.
Yeah,
today,
it
yeah.
seems to be not too bad today.
Could
Alright.
be the fabled Wednesday.
Yeah, but
Where everything works.
yesterday there was issues. The servers went down. I was trying to like set stuff up and it was like, nah.
On roll 20.
Yeah.
Do you get like money back or something like that if you've paid for this shit?
Dude,
I'd be
fuck.
complaining to them, listen, you should give me a free 3 months for all the fucking time your server
By
went
the
down.
way,
and
I
tried to set
actually
it
made email them like, oi cunts, you leaked their fucking info, I'm sure, so...
Yeah.
up. GDPR, da 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 da. Threatening, give me
Excuse
money.
me. I don't know if you know about European law, but...
But I don't, but I'm gonna tell you anyway.
let me tell you, let me Google search real quick. Alright, anyways, if you guys are ready, I'll jump right into the recap. So previously, you ended up exploring the remaining parts of this decrepit manor upon the cliffside where you ran into some smugglers and took them out, taking one as a prisoner, old Alfred, never forget. There, left behind, you found a series of caverns and tunnels leading to a sea, and strewn throughout were various smuggled goods, but right now it seemed mostly to be bolts of nice silk and barrels of alcohol. You appropriated some of these goods using Joffrey as a pack mule.
I mean, we had to find a use for them somehow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just punching
Apart from
bag,
killing him.
punching bag and pack mule all wrapped into one. So, a couple of you delved deeper into the hidden rooms where you fought off skeletons and you found some kind of laboratory with all kinds of equipment, strange mundane objects seemingly made of gold, as well as books detailing out very archaic, common how to transmute base metals into gold, apparently using something called the Philosopher's Stone. You pocketed the stone with crit success on Frida's investigation check and managed to get out of there with that. Yep, and you guys left the estate. You then made for Salt Marsh with the silk and a prisoner in tow trying to pry information from him. He was not cooperative, but you were deliberating on who to hand him into. You decided to head on to Anders Solmore and his manor first to let him know about what went down. You got to his manor and exchanged the information about how there was an illegal smuggling operation, how it worked with a ship using a signalling system. You handed the prisoner over to Anders' servant Skerrin, who let you know he'd have all the information out of him in 10 minutes, to which he did, whilst you were all invited in for refreshments and further exchange of any interesting info about the excursion into the haunted house. Skerrin returned with the bandit Alfred in a strange way, and after that he told Anders and the rest of you that one, they own a ship called the Sea Ghost which drops off goods to the port at the point where is collected from the ship via rowboat. They sometimes do deal in slaves, and the next drop-off point is due to happen in about 1 week time on the day. After learning this, Anders realizing this was going to be a bigger issue than he thought, and he decided he would take it to the town council next day and introduce you all to them in the afternoon. After graciously accepting this contract from them and planning on helping them out further, doing Salt Marsh a good service, and discussing on how to stop this operation for good. For now though, it was late and about time you got rest, so you left mostly for the empty net where you got rooms, and Amos went his own way but agreed to meet you in the morning. Callias also went his own way first to pay a visit to Crag, the half-orc graveskeeper of the Temple of Procan, an apparent lore master, to find answers about his strange symbols, I guess. After some less than comfortable interactions and a small donation to Procan, he agreed to take him to Etlander's library. There you found, after a long time searching, that apparently a bard was following a group of elvish folk who were very elusive. They donned very similar albums, however only one of the three on the book cover the same as Callias's. The book was dated a couple hundred years back and as such wasn't in the best condition, but the latest entry had the bard following these elves along the river into the east towards Dreadwoods to follow these elves who were apparently stopping some dragon worshipping dragon cult of sorts, who were trying to apparently summon something into the plane on these outer reaches of the Dreadwood, with some vague directions given by the bard, but he's mostly focused on like the narrative aspect. In the morning, some of you did some shopping. You sold your silk to an elderly gnomish woman for a decent price, picked up some potions, and a little something else from Captain Zendros, the red-skinned, horned tiefling woman with some flowing purple hair and a strange, impish-like little buddy. She mentioned how she buys and sells magical wares as a broker. You can put her on a retainer of 50 gold a week to search for magical items of your interest. Also, upon Amos asking if she needed any work, she told him about an adventuring group of no repute heading off to the east of town a week or so ago in search for old ruins and apparently a wealth of treasure within them. And apparently the draconic paladin of the party was wielding a nice magic sword called Shatterspike, which he wouldn't part with. And she was interested in seeking it out and maybe would commission you to bring it back to her and pay you for it. And you seemed quite interested in it, but we'll see where that goes. As you were returning to the empty net, Badarum encountered just outside the town hall a small crowd gathering along with a couple of hungover townsguards who didn't seem too competent, all because of a group of 4 mothers screaming and calling out, pleading for help, as apparently their children were playing just on outside north of town and the farmland when some frogmen came from the edges of the marshes, the Hool Marsh, and snatched them up before retreating back to the marshes. The elderly woman not being able to do much about it. Badarum, being the stand-up humanoid he is, approached and did not accept their baubles in exchange for his help, but instead took command of the situation, told the dum-dum guards there to report the incident as he gathered a rescue force to get the children brought back, as time could play a large factor in the face of those kidnapped little kiddos. He made for the empty net, and just as Amos arrived behind him, he told the rest of you about the incident and that he was going to investigate either with you or without you, but you all seemed in agreement. It was a good shout to check it out and slay some beastly dudes, getting maybe a bit too close to civilization. That's where we come back in, the empty net, and everyone gathering up their equipment ready to go. You hear Kreb in the back, another mission, eh?
Yeah, I start running to the north of town.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Frida just out the door first, basically.
I don't want to lose the tracks.
Yeah, we were all going, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna give me some weird alligator skin or something.
Grim. If anyone comes looking for us, let them know we're away.
Who would be looking for us?
Andrew's man.
I'm running.
He said we'd meet us later on.
Are we going to meet him there?
no, he's
That's
coming to us. Don't you remember? It clearly said he was coming to us.
I keep going.
Yeah, you guys are like,
Just tell them.
you're like, oh, alright, tell him. And then you guys are standing around like, no, wait, he's meeting us. No, we're meeting him. And then Frida's just off in the background, like, full sprint. Alright,
I'll go
so,
to the door as well.
yeah, use eventually, like, fuck it, we'll figure this out later. And then
Yeah.
you run out the door, following a good 60 feet behind Frida. Got a couple rounds of movement on you, but you dart through the bustling town at the moment. It is quite busy. There's trade merchant wagons sort of passing through town, which is not too far away from the empty net. It's sort of central part of town, and the cobbled roads and stuff. You dart past, and you pass over Sharkfin Bridge, and as you do, Callius, again you feel nauseous. It's weird. Every time you like seem to pass over this bridge, you get a bit dizzy and you kind of have to stop for like a second and regain your footing at the end of the bridge, and then you shake your head and kind of like catch up with the rest of them.
Oh, liability.
Yeah. Eventually, as you run towards the northern gates of town, let me just check here. Oop. Yeah. So, you run up to the northern parts of town and you see a couple of the women kind of waiting at the gates, and they're still quite hysterical, and they're just like, please, please, it's just this way, beyond in the farmlands, and they're like pointing kind of in a northeasternly direction.
Is there any guards?
There's a couple of guards on the top of the gate. This is like an old decrepit gate, and usually, yeah, you guys would know. Yeah, there's a couple of guards like sat atop the actual walls themselves. The gates are open. You know, merchants are coming in and out. There's a little bit of a ruckus, commotion just because of these hysterical old ladies. Most people are kind of ignoring, but you know that thing where it's like, oh,
Not this lizard,
not
man.
my business. But like, there's a couple of people kind of stopping and kind of watching, see what happens next.
I want to check in the direction they pointed me, if there's any tracks.
At the gates.
Yeah.
Northeast of the gates.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
Not
sure.
where everybody's stepping.
yeah, they're like, oh, just beyond the farmlands, that's our farm there, and like pointing towards a particular, you see in the distance, like quite a bit away, to be honest. It's gonna take you a good, if you're jogging at least, I'd say like a good 15 minutes to get there at a jog.
Are you waiting for us, or were we just...
Nope.
She runs up and sees as they're going, and is just like, where are they? That way, and you're like, all right, and you just like peace out. The rest of you eventually, after like you guys catch up like 10 odd seconds behind her, and you see the ladies have apparently pointed Frida in some direction. But as you get there, they're just pleading with you over and over again, like, please, please.
We'll find them before it.
I like, we'll get them back, and I'm like giving them the thumbs up.
Oh god. They're like in such a mess, they don't even like pay you your weirdness much mind.
Wow. Why are they so prejudiced to me this for Christmas?
And as you're running, they're kind of like as you're jogging, they're not exactly athletic, but they kind of come in behind you, not at like a running pace, but they're kind of like, they see you running off, and as you all run off and finish, you see them turn and they shout to everyone who's around. They shout something, and as it doesn't sound pleasant, and then they start following behind you in your wake. As obviously they're not going to catch up to you until a bit, but just to, I don't know, they're just like, don't know what they're doing basically.
Wait,
you guys
do I see any tracks leading away from the farm?
okay, so you get to the farmland. It's a very small plot of land, for a farm anyway. It looks like they don't even have any cattle. It looks more, is it arable farming, I guess. It's like some kind of potato-like crop that are growing. It looks like just at a glance, and they have like a couple of sort of side by side these big wooden barn houses. Look fairly old but well maintained. As you get there, you're just like searching around the vicinity.
Yep.
I'd say make a perception check just to spot the tracks. See if you can see the tracks anywhere. At a glance. 21, pretty good. You quickly run and do like a sort of semicircle once over around the property, and you find there's like this makeshift sort of playground. They've got all these like various mechanical, like it looks like pieces broken off like wagons, and there's like kind of like a sand pit type thing, kind of rudimentary. There's all these just bits and bobs, a swing kind of dangling from a tree, and that's like your first instinct. You go over there, you spot there seems to be like some kind of mess going on there. This seems to be like the most fresh tracks kind of kicking around. It looks like a whole mess though, kind of like hard to decipher what's going on, as if it's obviously been disturbed, like the ground's been heavily disturbed recently.
Do I see any tracks leading away?
Yep. Funny thing about that, make a survival check, as the rest of you begin to catch up at this point. You see like Frida just dart over towards, you see her like examining the ground, and you kind of go over and see what she's up to, and you're all together at this point.
Do you see anything?
Rose.
Damn, alright. You see, what you can tell from the tracks, it looks like there are several tracks created by children, of course, like small footprints. With a 20, you'd guess about 4, maybe 5 children. The other tracks, the larger tracks, however, look to be these large 4 appendaged feet, I guess, for lack of a better word, and they seem to have these circles on the ends of the appendages, like the imprintations create these kind of circular marks. And the weird thing about it is, the tracks don't follow like this running, like step after step type motion. You see these tracks, and it's like they've basically just been dropped out of thin air into the pits, like on top of where these kids' tracks were. And then there's
So
kind
they
of like some
jump.
smudging, and there's a couple of more tracks in that point sort of towards the northeast, and then they kind of disappear again.
Are there
we all there now?
trees nearby?
Is there any what, sorry?
Trees?
Just the one tree, the one with the swing on it, right next to it. It seems to be growing some kind of like fruit, apples or something.
Does it look like they're jumping?
I'd say with your perception check, and with that in mind, you look beyond, and you do see it looks like another set of these tracks, about 20 or so feet over, kind of leapt over the fence between, like, that separates kind of this playground and farm area, sort of beyond. Yeah, you see like 20 odd feet over, the tracks reappear. And you would guess it seems to be they're jumping, it looks like.
Is there any chance I'm able to follow the tracks?
Well, the tracks are fresh. Right now, the dirt is not exactly... it's not like swamp-like here or anything, so the dirt's fairly firm, but you, like, the imprintations that they create, probably enough for you to follow, considering how fresh they are.
I want to follow the tracks.
Okay. Whilst the rest of your new friends stand there and just like...
Oh, do we catch up?
Yeah, you guys are there.
Cool. I'm carrying a. So we went through a farm, yeah.
Yeah.
I've picked up a pitchfork on the way. Just got it. Like, look what I found.
Sure.
I'm not gonna use it for battle. Don't worry.
Yep. I mean, there's definitely a few scattered around, which begs the question: where are these ladies' husbands or farmhands? Who's doing this work? But you do find a pitchfork, I guess. Yeah, the rest of you doing anything?
Is there any sign of a struggle, Jordan?
You see.
I mean, there were kids. There were
Make
no
a-
harm.
I'd say, actually, for Callius, make an investigation check.
Detective Kelly's on the case. Oh god.
You're like, that's a nice tree. And you start just rubbing the tree bark, and you're just like, trees are good.
Tell me a secret.
Gallius, why are you rubbing the tree?
It's made of mahogany.
In fact, you also, you guys look down and you see Callius is kind of like sullying the track marks a bit. And he's kind of like standing in a set of the tracks and smooshing them.
Gallius, move.
Can I look at the tracks and determine how many of we are talking about? How many different tracks?
Make a survival check.
Don't make me do it.
Your forte.
-1.
You have no idea. You're like, I can't even like give you a ballpark. You literally have zero idea. You're like, this could be 3, this could be 10. I don't even know anymore.
There's more than one.
Yeah, it appears there's more than one. You probably know
Would
that.
I know how many?
More than one.
Well, the thing about that is, Frida, you just see the tracks. You didn't really think, you were just like, go. So you're already like trying to follow these tracks, whilst the rest of your party are kind of seeing if they can garnish anything else from these garner. Yeah, let's just garnish these tracks.
Oh, it's parsley.
Garner anything else from the scene, let's call it, the crime scene. Salt Marsh PD.
It returns.
Yeah, I'm following the tracks, by the way. I don't know what the heck they are.
You guys do something
I'm
like Frida
following
hop the
Frida.
fence and kind of like following vaguely the tracks. Callius, you're just rubbing his tree, looking around like, what am I doing again? And Amos, you're like, yeah, more than one, I think. For the rest of you who didn't even check, you know it's obvious. You're like, yeah, obviously.
I'm just gonna carefully try to follow Frida over the fence without fucking breaking it. Or myself.
Yeah, easy enough.
I've got 3 decks.
On the ground.
Are you sure it's easy? I've got 3 decks.
Yeah, that's true. You guys make a acrobatics check.
Oh, bro.
You're trying to climb the fence, and it just like collapses under your weight, and you just like break it, and you're like, oh fuck.
Jordan, can I
I'll
walk
pay for it
through the
later.
gate? Can I walk through the gate?
You better.
Yeah, there's the gate. There's a gate kind of further along. Yeah, it's about 30 or so feet around. Yeah.
Oh, there's a gate. You already spotted it.
After I see Baron and like fall over this fence, I just kind of like go through the gate, close it carefully.
Yeah.
That would have been a better choice.
Everyone wants to play the hero, Baron. We get it. We get it.
Alrighty. I'd say. Yep, you start following the tracks. So, I'd say make whoever's doing the tracking make one last survival check to see how well you can keep.
Can I assist?
Ah!
Oh no.
I will let you make a separate check, and you're both checking the tracks.
No bother.
I will be merciful.
Ah.
These kids are lost forever.
Alright. So,
These kids are lost. Ah, I found them.
they aren't the easiest tracks to follow just because of the nature of the jumping that they do. And Freya, as you get out of the farm lands a bit, you kind of lose track and you see swash over off to the side a bit. about 30 odd feet away. As you guys are kind of covering a wide area, and as you guys kind of lead the way. Are you leading the way? I guess you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you're doing that, Swash picks up the scent again on the tracks, and
Smells like
it's
frogs.
yeah,
It smells like fear.
its keen eyes, do manage to keep track of the prints left behind for the next portion of the journey. Is the rest of you doing anything else whilst you're doing this tracking mission?
I guess just gonna keep my eyes out,
Alright, sure.
following.
Just make a.
Try not to break anything.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
but hold off on any checks just now. Yeah. So, you're keeping an eye out, and Frida, you're keeping an eye. Oh no, you're helping with survival. You just botched it.
Yep.
Callius and Amos, you guys up too much?
Blindly following Frida.
I'm following Swash.
Literally.
Oh. So like, where the track's leading us? Is it leading us like through the field?
Yeah, you guys are currently going through a sort of hilly area, and it looks like it kind of levels off further down, and you see in the distance these strange looking like trees and vegetation. And weirdly enough, the weather as well, it's kind of like, it looks kind of misty too, over in that direction where you're going. Not too bad, but there seems to be some cloud coverage over the top, and there's kind of this faint mist that you can kind of see. It looks very mysterious.
When
It's
we
a bad
get to
omen.
the mist.
I'll put my hood up.
Right.
I don't want to get my hair wet.
When we get to the misty bit, Jordan, can I ready a torch?
Yeah, okay. One sec. Just need to adjust some volumes here. I think shit's out of whack. That should do. Alright, so as you start your way from the farmlands and head towards the marsh, the ground slowly progresses from firm soil with thick layers of grass atop it to becoming perpetually waterlogged, mush beneath your feet like the fields of a music festival after it's been raining. The smell of stagnant water fills the air, and along with it, biting insects as you get closer to this. Not quite in the deep parts, or no, you're just cusping on the edge of the marshes at this point. It's not crazy waterlogged, and there are definitely like drier patches that you can kind of follow, keeping with the tracks. But eventually, as you follow them in, and these mosquitoes are accosting you at every step, strange mangrove-like trees become more frequent in the area, with large roots almost acting like stilts, pushing them up just above the water line as you traverse. And you see as well, as you're following the tracks, some of them leave, like, even though you're trying to follow the jumping patterns, it looks almost as if like they go into sort of the more waterlogged parts or portions of the journey and then kind of come back out, and you sort of lose the tracks and pick them up every so often, but a 19 survival is good enough to keep up with it. A couple of times you do misstep on what you thought to be a puddle, but quickly finding out there are deep water-filled holes dotted around. Even the driest paths you take around the marsh, which become more frequent of an occurrence the further you step in. Eventually, after what kind of pace are you guys going at this whole time?
Fast.
Fast pace,
Medium pace.
yeah, like kind of a steady pace, not like rushing,
Okay.
but like
medium
want to
pace.
make speed.
No
I
worries.
mean, I
If-
want to serve
when-
the queen.
When we start, this probably isn't quite yet. When we start finding evidence of like anything that's not just animals, I'd start checking for traps.
Yeah, you guys do hear like the various chirpings of animals. Every so often you hear like faint like croak noises and There's all sorts like cascada type noises. And, yeah, you're definitely in a swamp. The Hool Marshes, as it is. Those of you who were keeping watch, keeping an eye out, I'd say make perception checks. The ones who aren't doing the tracking. Alright.
The blind man sees better than you.
See nothing.
Luckily, Callius, forgot to mention, as you start to get deeper within, the mist does get a bit thicker, but it doesn't like impair your sight at all, really much. It's more like the effects of like just about dim light, but not quite. It is basically the late morning, so it's not too bad right now. It is very humid, very musky. Would you still bring out a torch?
No.
Okay, just making sure. As you progress further and further in, you don't get too far. Let me just do something real quick.
Let me just do some cheeky rolls.
For no apparent reason.
Yeah. Okay. So, as you begin walking it up, eventually following these tracks, you see up ahead a kind of clearing through the mangroves where the land kind of rises up somewhat following these tracks in this vague direction. It looks like a mound of sort of dry land for swamp standards protruding, and you hear Badarim, you hear cutting through just barely through all the various swamp animal noises, like something catches your ear, some strange like
Kids crying.
I'd say some strange noises, and as well as that, a vague crackling of light as well up on the mound. And you see some kind of strange structure too. There is a couple of trees kind of on the mound, and around it it's kind of like just swamp, just like you don't know how deep some of this water can be here and there, but that's what you see.
There, do you see that? There's something up there.
Ooh.
I point to it.
Yeah, the rest of you see the same.
What the light?
I think we should check it.
Well, Amos, you wouldn't have seen it because you're like shit. You don't see the light because it's very faint. It's especially because it's like daytime, and it's not exactly like bright. It's not like super bright. It's just faint, very faint.
You're blind.
Put it nicely.
I think we should check it.
Okay. I agree.
All right.
Let's go.
You guys push on up. As you approach and you get closer, kind of scanning your surroundings with your perception. One sec. Excuse me for just a second, just to check something. Badarim, you rolled a 15, right?
Yes.
Okay. As you approach the mound, yeah, you get a better look at the strange structure, and it appears to be some kind of rudimentary wooden cage. And in it, you do see small figures who appear to be kind of bound and wriggling and writhing. And next to it, some kind of open flame which is now like dimmed all the way down.
I'm gonna
And you just hear like
quietly
you just hear
try
like
to draw my sword.
that's just more like And you can see them like kicking against the cage, and they're like writhing around.
Wait, how's this little structure surrounded?
It's literally like if you imagine you guys are on like a sort of winding dryland pathway. Every so often you kind of have to leap over these bits of water, which like again you don't know how deep it is. You have to like kind of leap every now and again, but it's not too difficult. And this pathway kind of leads, and in this small, it's not really a clearing because there's still trees around, like these mangroves, but you just have this like kind of mound of dry-ish land, kind of elevates up maybe like 10 feet or so, and it's about like I don't know 50 feet wide and a bit more lengthwise. Hard to tell.
Right. So, where are we in relation to this?
You guys are approaching, and I'd say from the point that you guys see that, you're probably 60 feet away-ish.
From the south?
Yeah, from the south.
Okay. And where's the cage, roughly?
Right in the middle of this mound.
Right. Oh, fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's still misty, right?
Yeah, very faint. It's not like low visibility. You can still see a fair distance. Not as far as normal, obviously, and it obviously contributed to you guys not seeing this sooner. But you did see it. You rolled fairly well, so.
I would like to cast the light cantrip.
Okay, what'd you cast it on?
I'm gonna make it the 4 balls at 4 corners.
Wait, that's dancing
From a
lights.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. Fuck.
Light is like you create
Yeah, I
an
know.
object into a torch, basically.
Wait, I might have put in the wrong one. Then.
I do have an arrow if you want.
Pick up a rock.
Ah yes.
It's a
I'm
rat.
just autistic. Don't mind me.
These things happen.
Well then,
So
like
do
what
you
you
cast
like, to be
it?
honest.
Do you cast it?
No.
Okay, you don't.
So should we just make our way up then?
And I'm like, wait,
It's an ambush.
Of course it is.
should I get it?
So we're going closer to them.
Jordan, there's like any trees.
There's many trees.
Any of them look stable enough for a wee sniper's perch.
You could test it. They're the trees. They're like these almost dead, like semi-dead looking trees. Most of the vegetation's rotted. You do get like a sense of just rot, and the trees don't look the most stable. Probably some of them could hold your weight. There's a big one off to like the sort of right flank. There's maybe a couple. There's a couple like actually on the mound that look kind of bigger, and they're like I said, these like dead trees. Do you attempt to climb?
Yeah, I'll attempt to climb that big one you mentioned.
So before you reach the mound, off to the side.
Yeah.
Okie doke. What are the rest of you doing at that point?
Sneaking.
Yeah, I've sort of like
Uh,
quietly got my sword and shield out.
yeah, take out my short swords and very stealthily I try to approach the cage.
Okay, so you guys are all
Same.
approaching front on in like a spear tip formation, and Callias is off to the flank.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
so Badaram headed the spear tip. Who else you got?
I'm stealthy, by the way.
Yeah, I'll get you all to roll stealth in a sec once I get the formation in order.
Okay.
I'm
I'll
gonna,
be up
I'll
front as
go-
well.
I'll go the opposite direction of the heavy dragonborn.
Oh, so back the way you came. 'Cause he's heading straight towards the cage.
What
No,
are you going, Peter?
I mean, if he's going on the right, I'm going on the left.
Nah, it's basically straight up. Like there's a pathway that leads straight up. Because this mound, the edges are this like slippery looking like swamp juice, and then there's this like dry patch of land, and yeah. So it's up to you. You can move off to a flank if
Oh.
you want.
But would you
Right.
prefer I stayed here and you go?
I guess not.
Then we go together.
Yeah.
All right, you guys start heading up, and as you, I'll need you all to roll stealth checks.
Alright, come on, dice, don't Jimmy. Fuck!
Oh yeah.
Yes, bitch.
Ah, fuck.
24. Natural 20.
Hey, I'm the fucking
Don't
least
see me.
Alright, fuck it, I'm the paladin. It doesn't matter.
So Frida just basically like covers herself in mud, Predator style, like Arnold Schwarzenegger from Predator.
She's made a ghillie suit.
And she just starts like like Snake, Metal Gear Solid, crawling across the ground.
Hmm.
But Frida, are you kind of like sort of getting down low, or are you going with the rest of the party up to the cage?
Yes, I guess I'm gonna be the head of them.
Okay, alright, you're going up next to Batter.
With my hood up. And,
Alright.
stealthily.
Oh, okay, group stealth check, I got you. So you guys start making your way up.
I would like to switch to my shield.
Callius, before getting up the tree, I will need a athletics check.
Charisma check, you say?
Yeah, you need to charm the tree into letting you climb it.
Let me mount you.
Oh,
Hey,
no.
it's not too bad.
I didn't sound good.
As you're, the thing is, it's a bit more difficult to climb these trees because they're fucked. They're like half dead, not completely dead. But you start climbing the branches and it's very moist. Like the bark itself is just with this mist, the swamp vapor, and you even just to get to the tree, you had to leap kind of to a mound of land just to get close to it. And the roots are kind of like protruding up, and it's kind of like I said, up on these stilts like roots, and you have to hop onto the roots. So you're clasped at the base of the tree on these roots, not obviously in the swamp water. And you start trying to climb up, and you're sliding down. You get a handle on a branch, and it snaps. You're looking around. There's maybe another branch if you really go at it. I'll say I'll let you try an acrobatics to supplement your athletics check to see if you can leap to this branch with your dex.
Hey.
Alright,
Pog.
yeah. You manage to swing yourself up using your body weight as like some kind of leverage. You get your way. You can't get to the top of the tree. You could feel it. It's not the most stable. And even like with your body weight, if you like shake around, rock it left to right, you can see the roots even moving with it. Like it's not exactly deeply implanted in the soil, if you catch my drift. So, but you get like you get a little ways up, like a good 10 feet off the ground. However, the rest of you start making your way up.
Yeah. Basically.
Can I pick up a rock near me?
Oh boy.
Well, as you start bending down to pick up a rock, and your guys are keeping an eye out, Frida's down, you hear something. You hear like bubbling in the water, like.
I stand straight up.
I throw my pitchfork at it.
Sure. Make a ranged attack at disadvantage with no modifier. I'd say
Okay.
strength or dex. Fuck it. It's a big weapon, I guess. It's like a javelin. Strength.
Disadvantage. Oh, strength. I just click dex. Right.
Whatever. Yeah, you
that's-
launch that
Yeah, I
pitchfork,
fucking miss. I know
and
that.
you just like, you just panic throw it. You just hear bubbles, the closest bubble to you. You throw it off to the side, and it just like, and it doesn't like immediately sink beneath. It hits it. It kind of like slaps against the swamp water, and then slowly starts sinking. And then you just hear like.
Oh boy.
I bonus action hide.
Hold on.
You Kenny.
Rogue things.
And coming out, leaping seemingly out of nowhere, are these little frog-like creatures leaping seemingly. You see them like their faint shadows swimming beneath the surface of the swamp water, kicking their legs out like frogs. And they leap out, and you see them, and they appear to be wielding a spear in one hand and rudimentary wooden shields in the other.
Nice.
Interesting.
However, normally they would get a surprise round on you because they rolled on that 20 on stealth, but because they announced their presence with their croakings and communications, it's a straight initiative roll. Just give me a sec, I'm sorting some shit out. Alright, I think I can bring you guys in. We can roll some initiative.
I always roll shit for initiative.
So you initiative rolls, everyone. I know, let me
You think
change
it was
the
real shit for
overlay.
initiative? Yeah.
Oh.
Come at me.
Watch me crit fail though.
Basically a surprise round.
Oh, everyone rolled really bad.
Yeah,
No
the rolls are
seconds.
so bad.
Holy shit.
Even the frogs rolled bad.
Yeah, I love it.
They were expecting us to attack them first and like, oh wait, we're we going first?
Oh my god.
Might as well let the kids go have a turn as well. They might roll better.
You probably got a good idea to actually do that.
they might get a bit. They might get take the only good roll of the night.
I like your.
He's just like
I really like your trap people when they're icons. They're fucking great. Guy reading the book. Guy reading the book.
Killing. So, as you guys, you're all shitting yourselves and this shit's happening, and then you just hear like something rising, another something that you haven't seen because it rolled 12 and that's apparently the best in the initiative. What the fuck? Alright. But you hear from beneath the surface of the water, you see some more bubbling and a larger croak like and then emerging from beneath you see this large shadow, this like circular round shadow beneath the surface rising up as a
Then we got appeared.
oh fuck as a big let me see.
Drop it on the map, dude. Where is it?
Yeah, you'll see.
Please don't be on me.
Oh, there it is.
That turtle?
A tortoise. Not only that,
Oh shit.
This to me is the turtle.
Hello.
not only that, it has
he's holding a spear on a shield.
it has a frogman on his back. And this thing moves like fucking lightning.
But that's just a ride.
Yeah. It just
Calories
from
here.
beneath the waves. It comes out of the waves, crashing out. Quite a big tortoise, and not only that, quite fast. And you see on its back this frogman. He looks a bit different. He's got sort of these jagged brow across his red eyes, and you see it's wielding some kind of homemade lance. As it two hands it, kind of like beneath, like cuddling it beneath its shoulder, and it looks down at the tortoise head as it splashes up from the waves, looks towards you, Swash, and then he just goes bleh, bleh, to the tortoise, and the tortoise starts charging at you with this
Does
guy's
anybody
lance.
speak bird?
This fucker's going turtle jousting, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he recharges at. Oh my god, roll 20.
Hey.
So he is going to mounted combat, and what does this thing do again? Mounted combat.
Nice to see.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's not that. Where's the thing? Oh, I guess it's just in this text.
Jesus.
It's very. Okay. Does 14 hit you, Swash?
No, it does not.
Alright, so he goes, "Bleh, bleh," and the tortoise starts fucking stomping towards you up this mount, and then the lance just pushes out, and you just quickly go, oh shit, and it just like catches the wind beneath your armpit. And not only that, tortoise gets to bite you.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Why? Why would it do such a thing?
Oh my god, it does a 20 hit.
Yeah.
5 points of piercing. So you
Piercing damage, you
yeah,
say?
Yeah. Oh,
Resistance to piercing.
resistance, nice. Because of your alligator skin, it kind of takes
Fuck yeah.
all of the puncturing, and you take 2 points of piercing.
Yeah.
As the tortoise just turns its head to its side and just chomps at you towards your like thigh, I guess. You got like leather, your full leather, so it chomps toward it, and not doing as much damage as he hoped. Frida, you're up next.
Well, I've got my swords out, so I'm gonna go to this one.
Oh,
Can I
fuck off
reach
to that
him?
one.
Not that one. That's much right.
Which one?
That. Can I reach him?
Yeah, you're in range. You kind of have to hit through some like grove, but it's fine.
Yeah.
No disadvantage on
And-
melee. You're fine.
Attack. 14?
14 with his shield. He puts his shield up and blocks it.
Oh,
Clunk!
come on!
And it gets wedged into his shield a bit, and you have to yank it back out. And he pulls his shield away, shakes his spear at you, and just goes like.
That's one. Nope.
Uh-huh.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Okay. Swash, what are you up to?
I'm gonna... think about turtles is... They can't hit you if you're on their back. Can I jump up and get right in this guy's face and like try and I don't know, maybe push him off?
Sure, sure. You're gonna jump up on. Alright, so jump up on the tortoise, acrobatics check.
Acrobatics. Oh, that's the wrong answer.
Nice, that's pretty good.
34.
Sorry, that was disadvantage.
You manage to swiftly leap up, and in order to push him off, seated on the tortoise, I'd say athletics check.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Wasted all the as well.
Not contested strength?
yeah, it's contested.
It's the same numbers.
that's-
Shit.
Yeah, contested athletics. It's basically the same thing. Oh, this guy has different stats maybe. Let me just check. Hollywog Tortoise Knight. What do you got?
Tortoise
Just
knight.
brave in that one.
The real question is, can that tortoise still hit me from up there?
You'll find out later.
Well, you're currently like standing on the front of it. There's not a lot of space.
yeah.
You're not a massive guy, and you're acrobatic enough to keep your foot in for now. It's kind of trying to shake you off. It's shells going like side to side, and you're like Legolas style, keeping your foot in.
Oh, yeah.
17 for me. So you try and push him off. He pulls his lance up and kind of like blocks you with it, and kind of he's wrestling with you.
Sweet.
But yeah, is that you?
Yeah. Well, can I attack or is that like? my
That
action?
was like an action. It was like a push
Yeah.
action. Grapple / push action.
I might just run away.
Yeah, that's something you can do.
'Cause I can. So that would be my action. So I still got a bonus action. So I can basically jump back down and then disengage, and so that's 10.
If you wish.
And run up to over here. Because that didn't work. If that worked, it'd be pretty cool, but it didn't.
Well. Yeah, it was a good try. It's kind of a strong little dude, this guy. Is that you?
Sturdy. That's me.
Callius.
Well, here you go. Spells. I'm gonna Hunter's Mark the boy in front of like that Sorcerer's trying to hit. I don't know why it's rolling damage. So
Lol.
Hunter's Mark that boy.
Which one?
The one in the tortoise. The tortoise.
Oh, okay. The Tortoise Knight. So he is currently... I'm sure there's a crosshair here somewhere. Alright, he's Hunter's marked. Anything else?
I will shoot him with my longbow.
Whatever, I'll do.
Ooh,
Oh my
15.
god.
15
Oh,
altogether,
points of piercing.
Jordan.
Are you shooting him or the Tortoise?
Him.
Okay. That hits! 11 points of damage.
Plus,
Plus, yeah.
How much?
4.
4, 15.
Yeah, 15 altogether, yeah.
Alright, he needs to make a save.
Please tell me he's dead.
Let's see. Athletics check. Just to make an athletics check. You hit him so hard with that arrow, he goes flying off the tortoise.
No, he's just a knight.
Shit.
Yeah.
I should have stayed up there.
You get him off to the side and he just goes flying. And he's like, "Bleh!" And then he starts like calling out in panic to the rest of his dudes. And and they start looking towards you. And one of them, the one on the edge of the mountain, starts calling in the water. "Bleh, bleh, bleh," and you see another one pop up, splashing near you.
Ugh.
A wee one.
One of these guys.
That's not too bad.
Okay. I'll end my turn, Jordan.
Yep. That is you. Okay, you guys. Bullywug from beyond the mangroves over here, where I'm pinging, appears to you. He was stealthed to fuck. And he starts leaping towards... he leaps up... let's see, how far can he go here? He leaps on top of the cage. Whew. And from below, he sees Frida's back's turned to him, and he's going for the spear throw.
Yikes.
Does a 14 hit?
Backstabbing bastard, no?
He leaps up onto it, and he just goes like, "Bleh," and just launches a spear towards you, and it just like between your legs, you see just a spearhead digging into the ground.
I guess I turned myself halfway.
This one, oh fuck. Oh, that's... Oh my god. Roll 20's doing that thing again, where if you hit Q, you just fuck everything up. Alright. This one's gonna leap toward you. Batter him. Just full leaps at you and goes in for the spear with one hand. Oh, that misses. Alright. The one next to you, Frida, is going to... Oh, multi-attack.
Oh, come on.
What can it do? What does this button do?
Oh yeah, the other bullywug's going to try and bite you as well, batter him. He can multi-attack. Miss! Alright. So he's going to bite spear.
This is another reason I never shaped before, because every time that a beast was attacking us, he had multi-attack, I had only a bite or a claw.
If some of your creatures have multi-attack, in fact bears have multi-attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never let me. You said it's either a bite or a claw.
No, if it said multi-attack, it should be multi-attack.
Yeah, never let me do it.
I don't remember. I don't,
sounds like.
I don't remember making a rule because I made your character sheets and they have multi-attack on it. I wouldn't have put that there.
Anyway.
Anyway, the bite misses you, it's a 9. However, the spear, he tries to bite towards you, you pull back in time, and just as you pull back, see the spear tip driving towards your abdomen, and it manages to pierce through your armor and deal 5 points of piercing to you.
Nice.
Yeah, why not? This bullywug is going to leap over to flank Badarin
Huh.
for a +1 to his 2 attacks. Bite, spear. Oh my god! I've rolled all single digits against him.
No.
Invincible, man.
Amos, what do you do?
Oh, it's my turn already. Oh yeah.
Oh, so he's not attacking me.
He did.
You did.
So
He missed.
wait.
He,
Is
no,
that guy
Okay.
he dealt 5 points of damage to you. Piercing.
Oh no. Yeah.
When? You never said.
Yeah,
The land.
I did.
The
Is
spear.
that
No,
you were,
the
you were
spear
arguing multi-attack. It was definitely some of the spear because the
Yeah.
bite missed.
The bite missed, the spear hit you in the abdomen for 5 points of piercing. bet you wish you had alligator leather.
Anyway.
Yeah. Hey everyone, buy alligators.
Already paying off. I actually only had one. They're unique. She has unique leathers and stuff.
Well, there's going to be fucking turtle shell armor in a bit, so that's going to be fun.
Whoa, bro, that's not kosher. Anyway, 5 points piercing into Frida, and it's Amos' turn.
What's that guy's problem? Why does he have the circles with the lines?
He's Hunter's
He's
marked.
Ah, right, okay.
And he
But
got
still,
knocked off his tortoise, and he's not too happy about it.
Is he knocked prone?
Nah, he got it back up on his feet.
Oh, damn it. Well,
But now he's like, it looks like he can't wield his lance properly. He's like struggling. It's like this big, heavy spear made of wood, basically, like tipped with some kind of metal object.
I'll go towards him,
All right.
and I'm gonna attempt to attack him
Go for it.
with my sword. One hit. Bruh.
Nope.
Yep, thought so.
Wait, are you
Those are
using
not-
sword and shield?
Yep.
Lame.
Whop whop.
You already have one of those. Is that you?
Oh. Yep, that is me.
Matter.
Wait a second, so is that attacking the one on the that fell off?
Yeah, he'll be attacking him.
Is he prone?
No.
No. Okay.
Nope. We go with this.
They're nifty wee frog boys. They're pretty quick on their feet.
Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move down 5 feet. I'm probably going to get an opportunity attack, but
Yeah,
that's
this
fine.
guy's gonna try and like stabby stab. Spear, one-handed. Oh yeah, I better mark this guy. He doesn't have a spear. Nope, he misses. You're good.
Alright. Gonna go for the big swing on the one that tried to hit me in the back.
By the way, I rolled another single digit on you there. Just saying.
Cursed.
9. 18 definitely hits. You just
Nice.
like take no shit.
Fucking hell.
You just turn to this one at your back who tried to back poke you, and luckily your chainmail caught it. These rudimentary spears, not good enough to get past your armor. You just turn back, walk, saunter over, and just like overhand crack down on his skull, split him in half,
Oh my
and he
god.
Oh.
is dead. Well,
That's
split his
fine.
skull in half, not his whole body. They're medium humanoids, they're not fucking, not wee boys. Anyway, is that
You
you?
sound your biology class one.
Yes, that was me.
No worries. Alright, the knight. He's gonna.
Nope, we lost someone.
That was me. Don't
Oh.
worry, I'm back.
The tortoise knight hops back up onto his tortoise real quick and then croaks some commands at it. To which it retreats like 10 feet. Before,
Well,
do you attack the turtle?
well, the guy went as well. I'll attack the guy. The turtle is nice.
You want to try and attack
Tortoise.
the guy? Okay.
Yes,
Go ahead.
Yeah.
please.
Where'd he fucking go?
He
Bastard.
went
That's right, get him.
What's this?
Yeah.
Okay, so you try and go for the opportunity attack. He crooks to the turtle, which withdraws into its shell and raises itself to try and block the blow. And it does. Roll me
What?
damage.
That
10 slashing.
done that.
Yikes. What's its resistances?
No, I don't want to go down as the tortoise killer.
Yeah, you dig into its shell and your sword cleaves into it, cracking it some.
I see this and I shout, don't damage the shell, we need it.
And you hear it, it goes exactly like that. You just hear it from within its shell, and then the frog creature croaks at it again as it's still his turn, and it quickly pops back out of its shell and charges towards you.
You're coming closer to me.
And
was
he's
your
going to
first
attempt to make a lance attack on you.
With disadvantage.
It's just like, with disadvantage, by the way.
Wait, how come? Oh, protection, nice. Attacks of the creature, you can use your reaction. Okay, no worries. So disadvantage, it fails, completely misses for 14 points of
Shit,
piercing. By
man.
the way, it misses.
We are so powerful.
And then the frog man croaks down belligerently towards his little tortoise companion, who turns its head again, now wounded by this thing in front of it, and goes for a fervorous bite towards you. No, 10 doesn't hit.
No.
Welp, the rolls aren't in my favor tonight.
That was valiant.
Frida.
Just my
Yeah. Stabby stab.
Stabby stab.
Stab.
17.
Yup.
There's 3 points of damage.
Nice.
Oh,
You have your short sword ready. 3 points, you cut
13
across it.
doesn't.
And the offhand 13, yeah, shield blocks it.
Okay, that's me.
Shield doing work. Swash.
I do a cool wee combat roll over to like here, and I bonus action hide.
I'd say
Where?
you'd have to. I mean,
It's just bushes. I was like hide in here.
it's a tree. It's like a
Okay,
dead tree.
okay. How about where was I?
Very
There.
sickly one. I'll say,
where-
I'll say, roll a stealth check at disadvantage. It's really
Alright.
not the best hiding spot. You usually have to break line of sight for a hide action.
Okay. Shit. Okay.
Yeah. All right. You dart. Use your bonus action. You're like, you guys can see him clearly. He's like crouched down by the mangrove tree. Like, he's not quite that small. He's for a medium creature. He's kind of short for a half elf, but you know he's not small enough to fucking dart behind a withered mangrove tree.
I realise that I've not really hidden that well, and I just kind of come back out and then shoot this guy with a short bow.
Yep. Okay.
Ah, god damn.
Wait. What weapon did you have out
Short.
before? Is
I
this
didn't
your
have
first
weapon out.
weapon? Alright. So
Yeah.
yeah, you can draw the short bow and use it. You don't have to put anything away. 9 doesn't hit anyway.
It flies way miles past
Yeah,
him.
actually, Callius, it flies way past on your left flank, way past you, and you're like, oh, you fucker.
I'm like,
Close.
I'm your friend.
Who said that?
The man in the tree.
That's a me.
Okay. Which bullywug is this? Oh, the one down by Callius. He's gonna leap up towards you in mid-air. He's gonna try and stab and bite you.
My god.
It's gonna be disadvantage because he's mid-air.
I fucking hope so.
There's a
However, it might take the tree down with him, so.
Oh my
an 18 and a nat 1. So
god. 18 hits.
3 points of piercing. As he
Ow.
leaps up and goes like, he manages to like scrape some of your leg, and then falls back down and splashes into the water, partially submerged. Callie, it's your turn.
And that's Shiver route. And then I'm going to shoot him.
Alright, just go ahead. He's not got. I would say, because you're firing directly down, he doesn't have cover.
Wait, are you shooting him or shooting another guy?
The guy directly
I'm
below him.
I'm shooting the one that just hit me.
Oh, okay.
That hits.
5.
5 damage.
Yep.
5 points of piercing damage. Nice. Yep. You see the arrow finds its mark, and you just hear like the bubble, the croaking below the swamp water, like, and then you see like little faint tints of red rising up into this murky surface. Anything else?
I think I could get up another branch.
If you want to use your movement and make a skill check, sure.
I'm gonna do it.
Alright. Since you're already up the tree, I'll say acrobatics to weave your way up the branches a bit.
You're gonna fall down this, aren't you?
I'm going to fall in this.
Ah, no, fine.
They do appear to be able to leap about 20 foot high. It looks like.
That's fine. I've got the
Acrobatics,
plan.
nice. Alright, you start weaving your way up, but the tree is becoming more and more unstable as you get up. The branches not so well at holding your weight, but you manage to distribute over the course of about 3 or 4 branches, just enough, and you look stable enough to take shots. So I'd say you made it another. What's your movement speed? 30. So you made it another 15 feet up. So you're about 25 feet.
Nice.
It shouldn't be able to reach you.
Well,
It was a physics. We're different.
if it goes 20 feet up, he's technically within 5 feet.
Yeah. Now you got
That
30.
shouldn't.
Yeah, it's 5 feet range though.
Like if you look, Badaram's 5 feet away from the.
A 5 feet range on a bike.
Well,
Let's go
you have 5 feet range. What are you talking about? All melee attacks have 5 feet range, at least.
It's got an
That's
edge.
a bike.
If you had 0 feet range, you'd have to be in their circle to attack them.
But you don't see my point. It's a bike.
Yeah.
It's an edge.
Okay.
So?
Okay.
This is
anyway.
D&D.
Anyway,
Alright, anyway. Alright, this bullywog. What's he gonna do?
What's he gonna do?
He's gonna leap down behind Frida, nothing personal, kid.
Ah.
Pick up his spear,
It isn't.
and then he's gonna try and. Yeah, he's gonna go for. Who's he gonna go for? Swash.
Yeah.
ooh,
Bite,
Bring it, bitch.
spear.
He is air quote hidden.
He crits of his bite, but he misses. Does a 12 hit you on spear?
Nope.
Alright, he crits on his bite for 6 points, halved to 3.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. He bites into your alligator leather, and that piercing damage just can't quite get through. I feel like,
I brush him off and go away.
dude, that is some value armor right there, let me tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, Kiorna's a good lass. Anyway, what's this one gonna do? Seeing it just had its friend cleaved in two, it's gonna do the smart thing and
Fuck the
attack the
fuck off.
paladin.
and
No, fuck the fuck off is a smart thing.
and leap over here, and it's gonna attack Frida. It's gonna they're
Oh,
trying
Jesus.
to overwhelm what they perceive as the weakest link,
Oh!
and the only one they seem to have damaged really significantly so far. And it's gonna bite and spear you with +1 to its attacks.
I don't think I would get. Wait a minute, I don't think I would get +1. 'Cause she's facing that way anyway.
It doesn't matter. Like if you directly flank a creature.
Okay, sure, sure.
Yeah. So both like if you had someone, oh, you can't see me. If you had an
Just- no,
ally,
it's fine, it's fine.
alright. Anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
I'll explain the rules if you ever need clarification on it again. But this doesn't matter too much because his 9 becomes a 10 on his bite, which misses. But his
Yeah.
16 becomes a 17, which is 3 points of piercing.
Yeah.
So you just see these bullywogs all surrounding Frida, and they're just like jabbing and biting at her, and she's like trying to block, trying to get her short swords out and try and parry some attacks, but it seems that all these frogs are overwhelming. The female, maybe they're sexist, who knows?
Goblins are PTSD.
Yeah. Speaking of, what's this one gonna do?
They're not fiends, are they?
No, they're
Other
frogs.
beasts.
You would probably know that they're not fiends. You wouldn't even have to make a check for that. The one that's currently its turn that you've wounded, it's pissed at you, so it's croaking at you, and it manages to bite.
Again?
It manages to bite you for 2 points of piercing.
Ah,
The spear comes out though with a miss. It rolled a
thank
5.
God.
How's Frida looking?
Frida, how do you you're bloodied, but how are you like heavily wounded? Or you?
I've got 10 hit points.
Okay, she's like, you can see
Fucking
she's
fine.
like blooded.
Ah, she's fine.
This guy's dead, so I can delete him. Wait, was that guy? Yeah. Oh yeah, cool. Amos, what do you do?
I will assert dominance over the tortoise.
You will try.
By-
Oh, okay. Are you? Where you did something to the tortoise?
I'm gonna stab its head.
Oh my god,
Kill it! Kill it!
dude.
Bring my longsword down.
Phone Peter somebody.
Okay.
Oh, this PC.
15. It turns a hard piece of its shell, and you glance off its hard shell as it like turns and recoils, knowing what you done to it last round. And it actually looks afraid.
Good.
So you sure showed that tortoise is dominated. Well,
That
not
gets me
quite.
hard.
It's currently got a different domineer on its back. Is it you?
That is me.
Badder.
I'm gonna move over to here. And I'm gonna give this the big swing.
Okay, yuck. Imposing
So
yourself.
they sandwich me, and you two sandwich me.
Oh, this guy's got this thing.
Oh. You seem to be not sandwiched.
16 hits.
Clusterfuck.
Ah.
5 slashing. Got it.
Which
Yep.
you can move here anyway. You can move through allies, it's fine.
Uh-huh.
Alright, and that's gonna be me.
Okay, doke. This guy rears back with his lance, and the tortoise almost rears up on his hind legs as he slams down on the ground and pushes his lance towards you, Amos. What are these rolls? A roll
Doesn't
of
hit.
4.
Bacon rolls.
Does that hit? Does a 4
Nope.
hit? Okay.
Oh, it's a roll and slice.
Oh, like it slid onto my arm. It hit my armpit.
How much
Oh.
damage? It was low damage because he didn't run at you, so it wasn't that. Frida,
End them.
That one.
okay, go ahead. Yeah, it got
Oh,
slashed by
That
battering. Nope.
doesn't.
No.
A 3
Ah.
does not hit.
Nope. It glances off his wooden shield both times.
That's
Damn. Rough one. Swash.
I'm gonna bonus actions. Take out a rapier. Yeah. Aye, that'll do. And I'll attack this one on the left.
Alright.
Or rapier.
Nice. Big hit. Big damage.
Big damage.
Pretty
Sneak
big
attack.
damage. Oh, sneak attack.
Fuck
Alright.
yeah.
Well, that'll do it. That'll end the thing. You just pull back as it croaks, its mouth opens, and you take the opportunity to drive your rapier right up through its mouth into its tiny little frog brain.
This is how you do it, Frida. You watching?
And he just
Stab.
fuck you.
falls to the ground with a gargle and the air escaping from its lungs giving a squeaky toy noise.
Battle is no conquest, focus on winning. Staying alive.
Anything else from Swash?
Yeah, he's gonna move over here. Oh no, I was going range of the thing. I'd probably stop there.
So you run. What way did you run there?
Clockwise.
Okay, you darted around. No worries. Is that you?
Yep.
Alright, Callius, this one's about to try and accost you. It's actually gonna swim back. It's gonna throw its spear at you. Oops, wrong thing. Spear thrown. 11?
Nope.
The spear pins against one of the nearby branches, snapping it off and falling down. Then the bullywug submerges itself into the swamp water. You see the big shadow of it kind of lurking beneath, moving around. It's gonna be a hard target if you go for it. It's you.
It's fine, I'm shooting the tortoise knight.
The tortoise or the knight?
The knight.
Okay. And 10 doesn't hit. Just goes wide. Sticks into the thick mud. Anything else?
I want to keep an eye out for the frog that submerged just there.
Okay, you're keeping an eye out. What's your passive perception?
It is 13.
Alright, keep that in mind. Let's see. Do you see him? Let me see. Let me see just here. Oh! Yeah, he has advantage because he's in the swamp. Alright. You don't see him. Disappears.
Blop.
Glop glop. Meanwhile, over on this side of the town,
The rest of
they see. You moved around. This one's gonna go for you, Swash.
Yay.
Bite spear. 7 and a 16.
16 hits.
Alright, lunges at you with a bite. You see its long frog-like tongue spring out, trying to catch you, but you quickly dodge out of the way. But the overhand spear comes down for 5 points of piercing.
Halved to 2.
Yep.
Hehe. I'd pretty much be dead if it wasn't for this.
Yeah, it's pretty good. How smart are these creatures?
Pretty fucking thick, to be honest.
Alright, they're kinda dumb. Let me roll an intelligence check. They're not as dumb as you may think, though. Alright. This one's smart enough to try and flank Frida.
Yay!
Bite and spear. 15 and a 9.
The 15 is at disadvantage.
Oh.
Yeah.
At disadvantage. Okay, I'll just roll it again because
Yeah.
I always roll with advantage and it gives it 2.
Oh, one of them's at disadvantage. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a 20.
Yeah.
So, still 15.
Yeah.
3 points of piercing. That's all. Not a big deal.
There was an attempt.
Amos, what do you do? As Badarum tries to like put his shield in the way, it just glances off the shield and still like scrapes your arm. Cuts kind of deep. 3 points of piercing, decent amount of damage. Amos, what do you do? Ass. You do ass. Okay. How would you like to ass?
Do you like that?
Hey.
I'm gonna eat some ass.
Yikes.
Some
Well,
territories.
we're champ.
Actually, how big is this tortoise? Like off the ground, sort of thing.
Do you like to know?
It's not that. It's not like that far off the ground. It's got kind of stumpy legs. I'd say like.
Wait a minute, are you going to go underneath it?
No.
Not anymore.
Why do you ask?
Could I use it as a staff?
Use it as a what?
As a staff, a stepping stone.
You could try.
That's not what I like to hear. I'm gonna attempt to rush up the tortoise and stab the guy on the top.
So you're copying Swash.
Better.
He's
Okay.
going to stab him.
I'm
out and
actually gonna
just
do it.
push him.
Alright. Make an acrobatics check.
Yeet. Oh. Okay. Yeet.
15, that's good enough. Make a melee attack.
Crit. Oh wait. Crit now. 16?
Roll damage. Wait, are you hitting the knight, yeah, or the tortoise?
The froggy
knight,
boy.
yeah.
Lancer boy.
4 damage. You prepare yourself, sword and shield in hand. You use the tortoise foot and its head as stepping stones. You just like kick off its head and drive down with a longsword, stabbing directly into his heart, and he falls limp on the end of your sword.
Nice. I claim the
Um,
tortoise.
Sweet. Callias gets to move his hunter's mark. I think.
If he wants to. That is me, by the way.
Alright.
Ending my turn on the tortoise.
You have to wait till my turn to move the
Ah, right, okay. So just reminding you.
Oh, I'm gonna go for a melee attack on the one that's flanking Frida. The one to the left.
Okay.
Whatcha?
They're both wounded. 12. Yeah, he has a shield. Does not hit.
Cool. That's me then.
He just goes in like into frog fetal position with the shield raised up over his head. Just like makes the surface area tiny and you clank down onto his windshield.
Frog fetal
Frida,
position.
your turn.
Well, I guess I'll stop the one on my left.
Okay.
16?
Yep.
6 piercing.
So close.
Oh, come on.
Yep.
Open.
You drive down past. You actually
Nope.
pierce through his shield and pin his shield to his chest as it like pushes you back off. It starts coughing up bits of spittle and blood.
That's me.
Alright. Swash.
I'm gonna kill something.
Do it.
It's gonna be the
Sounds
tortoise,
familiar.
guys. Yeah. Because I like using bonus actions every round, can I, so, right, where are you on top of this? Can I get a flanking sort of thing going on?
No, he's right on the
I'm
front.
standing on it.
He's right on the front of it.
I don't kill the turtle, what the fuck?
No, I'm gonna kill a turtle.
The turtle's innocent.
I want its shell.
Oh, yeah, the turtle had a turn there, but I deleted initiative, so the turtle just like
Okay.
it's just like confused. It's just kind of looking around.
What all noises?
Okay, I feel... Nah, I'm gonna kill a turtle. Right, can
It
I...
looks at you and it looks at you and goes,
Ah, poor turtle. Bonus action disengage, and then go round to the back of the turtle and stab up the backside. Ah, Jesus Christ, I can't hit fuck all tonight.
nope.
Throws the plastic in the sea. There, if you'll swash.
You glance off its shell. Anything else?
That's it.
Alright. Callias, the secret bullywug, comes crashing out of the water, leaps up and attempts to bite you. Does a 16 hit?
It does.
5 piercing.
Oofed.
Your turn. As it lands back in the water,
I'm going
half
to move.
submerged, but you can still see it.
I'll move the hunter's mark to it with my bonus action and shoot it.
Go for it. Mm-hmm. Yup.
And then a d6.
Ah, yeah, he's dead.
Turn it up.
Right in the eye socket.
Oh, the 14.
Damn.
And then I'll end my turn.
Oh, this one's turn. The Frida attack squad. Okay, so their leader's dead. They have been wounded. They're not completely retarded, so they're gonna try and escape. This one, on the left of Frida, is going to attempt to leap into the water to the southwest and try and disappear beneath.
Opportunity attack.
Yep. If anyone wants to make your opportunity attacks, make them now. Battering,
Swing.
you didn't you use your
70!
reaction to protect?
Fuck yeah!
Wasn't that before? It's not a new turn order this time. Or top of the round. Or is that?
I can't
Or,
remember. So
I'm pretty sure my turn went. I haven't used an option reaction this one yet.
sure.
Because normally it's these frogs' turn now, but I used it now.
Yeah.
Bring. Odd.
Don't worry, because Frida managed to cut it midair in half.
Nice.
It leaps, and as its legs are extending and its body pushing forward, you just swing around in a circular motion with both of your short swords and cut it in half.
Bitch.
The other one attempts to also leap into the water.
I don't have any more attacks, so that's...
Yeah.
Well, and he disappears beneath the surface. You can see like a vague shadow beneath the surface. This one's dead. Amos, what do you do? There appears to be no immediate threat. One of them did just flee into the swamp water, and you're on a tortoise.
Is the guy's lens still there?
Yeah?
I would like to hold it, and at the end of it, cast light and hold it in front of the tortoise.
Why do you need to torture the tortoise?
Okay.
I'm showing
We
us the way.
We need a
Yes.
shell.
So do you sit on the back of it, or what?
Yep.
Alright.
Push the body off. Take the lens.
You're a bit heavier than its previous mount.
Oh.
But it appears to be okay. Your legs kind of curl around the shell, and you aim out with this rudimentary wooden lance type thing. Cast light on the end of it, and you're waving it in front of the tortoise's head, whose head is like following it.
Is he walking forward?
Make an animal handling check.
Lol.
Yeet. Ew.
Mesmerized by the light. It's just left and right, left, right.
That's me just now.
Yeah. Batter him.
So you say, is there still a shadow on the water of the frog?
Yeah, make a perception check if you want to see it.
I don't see shit. Alright.
You never know. I might crit fail. My stealth.
You're just like, yep.
I did not. You do
Alright,
not
cool.
see it. It's just like the murkiness and the vague mist. Really hard to tell exactly where it is. You could take a blind shot in the general direction you saw it going.
No, I'll let it live.
Okay. If that's
I
you,
I'm gonna
want.
make my way up here.
no worries. Frida,
I want to make a perception check to see if I can.
go ahead. You have to be at 20.
Yikes!
Yeah, these things are stealthy in the
13.
swamp.
Nope.
You can take a blind
Okay.
shot.
I'll walk towards the cage and try to find the lock.
There isn't one.
So the cage is open, and why they're not escaping?
It's not open. Alright. Let me just end initiative.
Oh, I was wanting to kill the thing.
Right, give me a second. You walk over to the cage. The cage, there is like a kind of a door. Like I said, it's like almost made of bamboo type material, and all these children are kind of bound with ropes, like this kind of vine all around them, and instead of a lock, the door is just tied together with like thick vines.
Can I cut the vines?
Yep. Is that what you do as your action?
And I want to have the kids.
Sure. You manage to cut the rope and the vine, and the door is open when you can start helping the kids on your next turn, or when initiative ends. Swash.
Right, so how badly hurt does this thing look?
Oh, the tortoise.
Yeah, it's hurt.
Hard to tell. I mean, it's got a nasty gash on the front of his shell from.
I mean, if it's just following the light of this guy's spear, then it's probably not that bad. Yeah. So I'm gonna
is it?
Everyone's shouting about don't kill a tortoise, and I'm about to stab at the backside, so I'm not gonna kill a tortoise.
So you're not killing it.
I'm not killing it.
Alright,
However, can I glance across and just take a wee
I
perception?
just take the shell.
sure, make a perception check. Gotta be at 20.
Yeah, chances are fucking slim. Oh well,
Nope.
It's better than me.
fine. Just don't see it.
You can take a blind shot if you want.
Nah, it's cool.
We're now out of initiative. There's no immediate threats. Including the tortoise.
So, Amos, how good a control you got this thing?
Pretty good. It's not attacking anyone.
Hand me the thing.
In the meantime, I'm just gonna walk up to the cage as well.
Hand me
The
the
kids.
I'll try
spear
to free
thing.
the kids.
You see Frida's down, sort of freeing their bondages. Meanwhile, the rest of you in the back, what are you doing with this fucking tortoise?
Hand me the spear that's lit up.
Why?
Because I'm gonna see if I can get it to follow me.
It's clearly not capable of following the light.
Well, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. You've just waved it about in front of it. What if we take the light further away? So follow the light.
This
Let's go
feels
for the
like
light,
an old
like-
character.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was like the
Hand him the
classic
lens.
version.
I
Toss
just-
him
I
the
just-
lens.
I just walk to like over here and like waggle the lance in front of it. Can we get it?
2.0.
Okay, make an animal handling check. And yeah, I was gonna say disadvantage because you attacked it, but it didn't really realize because you missed, so it's fine.
Just not following it. Okay.
Let
that's
me
fine.
see. Let me see. Okay, it starts slowly trundling towards you. One stomp
Bring
at
me
a-
home.
One stomp at a time.
Amos, it likes me. Can't believe it's gonna kill this thing.
And it starts just like, as it gets closer, it takes a couple steps towards you, and it starts chomping on some of like the nearby moss on the ground and just like.
Okay, I don't think this is gonna work. I was gonna see if I got the kids to sit on it and then take them back into town.
Right.
Tied onto the tortoise. Good thinking.
Not tied on, just sat on.
Why, their legs are not hurt.
Oi, kids, and he's injured.
Yeah, as you free the kids, they're like, oh my god, that was amazing. Oh,
Shut up. Oh god, you're so annoying. Be quiet.
They were gonna, yes, oh, Rama, look at that. And then you see like the girl is just like, what a fucking drag, man. This
Oh,
sucks.
you're as bad as the rest of them. Oh,
Otherwise,
God.
just reading a book, trying to
Yeah,
summon
one
the
of them.
Demogorgon.
Yeah, they're. This is an adventuring party right here. But yeah, they're super grateful. They were like, those frog people, they're strong. They picked me up and they're just jumping everywhere. It's crazy.
Yeah, fun. Any of your parents rich?
Rich. Oh.
Money.
And then one of them
Y'all,
kind of.
y'all farmers' kids.
One of them, one of the girls in the back, the one in the purple dress, all their shit's like muddied, and you know they're all like, but muck doesn't affect these kids at all. And the one in the back said, "Yeah, we're totally rich. Who's asking?
Me.
Yeah, we're so rich. We have 2 houses, and a
Sweet,
whole.
we're
We have a
gonna- you're
whole
gonna-
farm. We're so rich."
Fuck. Doesn't matter.
Make an insight check if you want.
Ask me to roll these signs have got fucking zeros on.
You're not sure if they're like actually rich or not, if you're telling the truth.
2 houses on a farm isn't much.
She's like, yeah, that's like one more house than you.
2.
Two more houses.
It's actually 2 more
Ha,
houses.
you're homeless. Ha, he's homeless, everyone. And then the others are just like, what the boy's just still like, and they're telling you the whole story. He's just like, and then he hopped over here, and then he took us into the swamp water, and swimming, and they were gonna eat us, mister. Looking at you,
Yeah.
the dragonborn.
Yes, yes. Maybe we should get you back.
And then one of them goes, ew, are you a lizard boy?
Right.
I hear lizard boy
Hands
live
up,
in
I
the
want to leave them here.
swamps.
I want to leave them here.
And
Fuck it.
and they eat people. Do you eat people, mister?
Oh no, I don't eat people, and I don't live in the swamp either.
Hmm.
I come from the east, far from here.
Yeah, you don't look so dirty. Maybe he's not a lizard boy.
Besides, a town guard wouldn't be good eating people, would he?
Oh, and they kind of just shut up, and they just look at each other, and they all shut up except the one kid who's like, and then there was this tree, and then he hopped past the tree, and they're just like going on and on.
All right, come after that.
And shut up.
Yeah, as like Swash turns, Frida and you batter him, you see like they're making faces at Swash, like.
You were this child when you were growing up. Yeah, this is exactly you.
Alright, so you guys start herding your sheep,
Yeah.
And the turtles.
Just call them what they are.
and then the really excitable kid's like, and then the giant, look at our tortoise, it's so big. And then he goes over and tries to pet it, and it's just munching away on some moss, and he's just petting it.
Please don't touch the tortoise.
Kid, if your hand gets bitten off, I'm not helping you.
Yeah, you swear you heard the tortoise kind of growl a little bit.
I don't really care that much. Let's go back to the town. Hopefully we can get paid for this.
Come on now, stay close.
Alright, you guys.
Or wander off to I care. Do what you want.
you guys heard.
What happened to your reward, Swash?
Wish wash.
Real mature.
Very mature, aren't you?
I'm barely older than these kids, and I'm a fucking half elf. Ugh.
So, Yep.
Before I climbed in from the tree.
you're still up in this tree.
Are you stuck, buddy?
I want to like keep. I don't want to leave the tree until they're like coming back off the mound, but I want to like just make sure none of these frog folk come. Or like the two that got away, they're like coming back with reinforcements.
Make a perception check. 20. That's a good roll. You just hear background noise coming from the group on the mound and the kids. It blurs into the background, and your eyes just focus on all the surrounding marsh and the swampy parts. You don't see any movement other than like all the bugs and mosquitoes currently accosting all of you. That you're kind of like slapping your neck and you're looking around, but yeah, you don't see anything that looks like it's gonna threaten you.
At least they're not giant mosquito.
And then a group of sturges flies in.
No!
It kills me flat out.
Proboscis coming for you. Bullseye.
Sucking kids to death.
So, whoa. So Callius, so I never knew they were Amos. Anyway, so Callius, you start climbing down the tree. Carefully, I'll say make a acrobatics just to keep your foot in. It's a slippery, slidey tree, and you fucked some of the branches at the bottom. Alright. Barely enough to fumble your way through it. As you get to the bottom though, you kind of slide off and fall kind of ass into some of the swamp water and sink in a bit. And a bit of it gets into your like face and like mouth area, but you can like spit it out and stand up. Just make a con save for me.
Oh god. Oh jeez.
Oh jeez.
Oh jeez.
Oh
Oh
jeez.
jeez.
Okay.
You are poisoned.
Yep, you're fine. Don't worry about it. So,
Hmm.
you collect yourself, like wiping yourself down, and like you start making your way back to the group as you guys head back to town.
I'll stay at the back and keep an eye out.
All the kids are like, "This is our tortoise now. This is our pet. We're gonna call him Frank."
How fast is my tortoise?
Wait, is it coming with us?
I am riding
No,
my
you
tortoise.
guys are like leaving it behind, and these kids are all fascinated with it, and they're like, "No, we should take this back to the farm. Yeah, we should." And one of them's like, and then the girl who's kind of like, she's like, "Oh, you guys are so dumb. We can't have a pet tortoise. We don't have any water. You guys are so dumb. God."
As I hear this, Jordan, I walk up to the tortoise. I let the tortoise decide.
It's just munching. It's literally like oblivious to everyone here.
And I look back to the journal, like, it decides it wants to stay here and eat. So we're going to leave it here to eat.
Make a persuasion
And I look-
check.
Fuck you.
Who are you trying to persuade here? But not me.
Well, the kid says, yeah, you're not our parents. You can't tell us no.
I mean, I can't. No.
I yell back saying that I'll tell the parents if they don't come with us now.
Make an intimidation check.
Fuck!
On the kid!
Which advantage?
They say, and one of them goes, "Maybe he is a lizard boy. We shouldn't listen to him. He ate a guard and stole his uniform. Just like those lizard people do.
And in the back I'll say there is a chance.
See, my friend, his dad was in the town's guard, and they used to have to stop the lizard people from eating them and stuff. Yeah. So how do we know you're not gonna eat us like them?" And points to like the fucking frogs cut in half, and, like on the ground.
If I wanted to eat you, I would have ate you already. While you were in the cage.
Not a lizard.
Well-
He's very obviously a fucking dragon.
You rolled a nat 1 on your intimidation, so I don't know what to say, man. And then the one who's kind of had enough, she's just like, "You guys, come on, or I'm gonna tell on you if you don't like get a move on." And they're like, "Oh, you're so lame. Like, stop telling on us." It's like, well,
Amos, you should let her to meet Joffrey.
I have enough kids, I'm good.
new acolyte coming in. They're getting
Fuck.
younger.
Is,
They're getting
does,
younger and younger.
actually, a good question. Does any of them seem fit to fight?
Lol.
Depends.
God.
What does Amos see as fit to fight?
See the hyperactive when I just toss a dagger at him? Like, here, pick this up.
The hyperactive one.
Yes.
You throw a dagger at his feet, or do you
Mhm.
throw a dagger at him?
I toss it at him.
Alright, you toss it. You toss it towards his feet, and it just like in the mud. And he looks down and he goes, "Huh, that's a shiny." And then they're like, "Eh, no fair. We want pointy things. What? Give it a shot. I want a shot."
Pick it up.
And he's like, it's mine, and he picks it up, and then
Go and stab the other one.
Amos!
I'll walk over and take the dagger from him.
yeah, you come over and it's easy enough. You wrest it from the kid's hands and say, "Hey, no cool.
You shouldn't give weapon away to children.
Come on, man."
I'll look back to Frida. They are not fit.
Yeah, and you see you're looking, and you're like, "Wait a minute, where's the other one?" And you see that the one who's kind of had enough, she's kind of older, and she's the tallest, least of the four of them. She's already walking ahead of everyone. She's already walking back, and then she turns back and says, "I'm gonna tell on you all," and they're like, "Oh my god, you suck!" And then they start moving. And as they,
Yes, we assume
as
the
they walk-
information.
as they walk past you, Batter, a couple of them give you like tongues.
I sent my tongue out back.
Oof.
What about Swash?
Oof, what does that look like? Is that like a lizard tongue or some shit?
Oh, it's-
I don't
like a-
fucking know.
It's like a dragon tongue or something.
What does
yeah.
a dragon tongue look like?
Yeah, they kind of get scared actually. They're better than your nat 1 intimidation. They're like, ah!
Hog.
And then they're like, gross.
Modern problems in modern solutions.
But is anyone doing anything else as the kids start following this one's lead and heading back towards town?
Did I
I'll
get my
drop
daggers?
on.
Whoa.
I'll tap on Badgerim's shoulder and say, that was a bit childish for a guy.
Did you say that to me?
Yep.
Oh. No, they're children.
Well,
Children
while they're
reasonable.
doing that, Jordan, I'm going to use Cure Wounds on myself.
Yeah, Callius just walks over towards you guys covered in muck, and he's patting himself down and his hands start glowing as he starts like healing some puncture wounds. Go ahead, 9 points. Damn, what? 9 points
Yeah.
of healing?
Yeah.
Yep.
1d8 plus
Oh,
1.
max roll. I was like, holy shit, you're only level 2. What the fuck is this heal? Alright, fair enough. Fully healed, I'm assuming.
Yeah, feels great.
Callius is just like rolling his shoulders. He's all ready to go. And anything else before you guys start heading back to town?
Actually, what's your HP, Peter?
Right now,
What's
Yeah.
the HP?
uh,
Is that like
Did it, Frida?
is that like IP address or?
so my HP is 19, and I've got 7 left.
I'll give you 5 from lay on hands.
I'm fine.
Damn.
Oh, alright then.
I'll have some.
Yeah, you just approach
Sure.
Frida with glowing hands, and she's like, "No, I'm good." And then
I jump in and go, pick me.
he jumps in the way.
Hello.
No, Mr. President, takes the bullet.
You're not allowed to do it.
Did I get 5 points?
Yeah.
All right, all healed up. Kids at this point, ahead of you. Tortoise on the
I want
mound.
to keep an eye behind us.
Yeah, the tortoise chilling on the mound and just eating away at the vegetation. As you leave it in your wake. So,
Sad face.
and you guys aren't too deep into the swamp. You can tell, obviously you've got these like dry mounds every so often, these areas of land kind of rising up. You can tell deeper in, it probably gets a bit more treacherous. As treacherous as marshes can be, but for now it's not too bad. You're only on the edges. You didn't travel too far, which is strange. I'd say any of you who have proficiency in nature can make nature checks.
What about survival?
What about negative ones?
Nature, baby.
Nice.
Hey,
Okay. So Callius, it kind of, for some reason, in the back of your mind, knowledge of bullywugs just comes to the fore. You know about these creatures. You know that they're like a tribal type of creature. Usually the tribes are larger than what you've just encountered. This seems just like it's some kind of band of bullywugs, and obviously they're called bullywugs. You would know that. Which are these frog humanoid creatures, primarily lives in swamps, but weirdly enough, the edges of the swamp, there's much less water, and these are amphibious creatures that kind of require watery environment, and there are these patches of kind of deep ponds and such, but you feel like they should be inhabiting sort of deeper inland marshes rather than like the outskirts towards not just civilization and well, not just like dry land but also civilization, which is kind of weird. Especially, man, you rolled a nat 20. It seems bullywugs, they're not the most intelligent, but they tend to go for easier prey, which is probably makes sense why they went for children. However, going for humans, you would feel like could be a bit risky. Even a bullywug might realize that. Although these are small humans, so there could be an exception here. But it almost feels desperate. Uh, like bullywugs coming to dry land to kidnap humans seems like what the fuck. That's pretty weird. Usually they just stick to the swamp, whereas they've got an advantage not only because they have a trait, because you rolled a nat 20, they have a trait called swamp camouflage, which allows them to, for game mechanic wise, have advantage on stealth checks in the swamp. But you know, they blend in very well to the swampland. But that's about all the information you get with a nat 20, pretty much everything. But yeah, that's what you know about them.
Cool. Can we break there? I'm bursting for a piss.
Yeah, I was just about to say, if there's nothing else you want to do in this like final scene before you start heading back to town, we'll go for a break.
Cool. Back in it.
Alright.
Let's break.
Oh, yes, it's.
Oh man.
I'll be back in a minute.
Damn, we had a viewer who's talking in chat and then he yeeted.
Back.
Hello?
Hello.
Back.
Shalom.
Chopper.
Shall I?
Chopper.
What?
When do you want to meet?
I don't know.
You proposed.
Yeah, I just said I have a whole week off. So if you want to go home and play secret Nazi propaganda, then we could.
Yikes. We could do that.
It's a team effort. Like, I'm not forcing anyone to come. I just said, if you want, we can do it again.
Yeah. The only problem is that I finish at 10 on Friday
In the morning.
at the night.
Oh well. Ah, shit.
I mean, if you want to play games at your house, there's no point for me to come, but if you want to go to propaganda, you could meet over there.
So you're gonna finish work at 10, and you go home, get changed, and go to propaganda after.
We'll get changed at work and then go to propaganda.
Alright, I'm done.
When's this?
I don't know. Should I just like, wanna go for a drink? I was like, sure. What time? I don't know, right now? Kind of thing.
I don't see the problem.
Ethan? Never mind, I'm an artist.
Okay.
I was gonna ask you how you actually download WoW Classic, but I found the slider.
Yes, the drop down menu.
Yeah. Maybe it's time I actually download it now.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Okay. So is that this Friday, Jero? Or the next
I
one?
think so. I don't know. You said you're free.
Yeah, but I don't know when the fuck you're working. Do you mean you're working until 10 this Friday?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you want to go to propaganda? And get some slushies without any alcohol in them?
Yeah, get in slushy at propaganda.
Yes. Yeah, squee.
Get the ratio fucked by someone else.
I said no alcohol. Just a slushy.
Exactly, it's a bad ratio.
Yes.
100% slushy, no alcohol. That sounds pretty fucked to me.
Just wait until you hear the price as well. $3.50.
Just fucking bring them from Scotland.
Just put them in a plastic bottle
Just buy like
and a mini fridge.
Yeah, exactly. Also, shit in a big container doesn't fucking thaw as fast. So you just get a big fucking bottle, get like 15 slushies, put them all in. Easy clap. Take like a tablespoon with you.
Tablespoon.
Yeah, a
I go
tablespoon.
all in. I just down it. Let me know if you want to do that, Jared, and I might come.
But I mean, I'm supposed to go out the day after and get drunk, so maybe not.
Amateur.
Hey, I need to save money.
Mid.
Damn mood, Ethan. Damn. How's your job search going?
I mean, it's alright. I've been looking. I applied for an IT apprenticeship.
Be good.
Who with?
Where about?
I think like it was on QA apprenticeships, so it was with Canon Medical Research Europe. They have
Right,
building next to Anderson Place.
Yeah, I don't know roughly where it is. I'm sure I've knew someone that worked there at one point.
Whoops.
A long time
How
ago.
much of that of your software engineering do you know, Ethan?
Oh shit.
Wisdom.
How much software engineering do you know?
Software engineering, fucking nothing.
Exactly.
Why are we talking about
Well, it is
software
an
engineering?
apprenticeship.
And I was asking me how my job hunt's going. And I told him I applied to be an IT apprentice somewhere.
Oh, Andrew's
It's-
talking, but we can't hear him.
Oh shit.
Because I'm not actually talking.
Alright.
Oh my god.
Like,
Heavy breathing in the background.
But not like software anyway. It's like a first line help desk sort of thing.
Ah, I just fucked my elbow.
That's what
Nice.
Shabba does.
that's what you get for loving a turtle. It's a lot
Ah.
of times.
Hey, I taught him a lesson. And he
Turtle's
learned.
revenge.
Speak French to me, baby.
See, he at least bit one person before he got hit by me. And after he got hit by me, no bites. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, alright, okay.
Alright.
There was a man talking in our chat.
Oh my goodness.
What's he saying?
We're famous! He said hello, how's
This
it
is
going?
not D&D.
Probably a bot. Actually, guys, this isn't 5th edition, this is 5.63.
It's like, hey guys, I follow for follows.
If you're a robot, say potato.
It's a Russian bot. He's not there anymore. He's
Oh.
posted in chat, like,
Feels bad.
when you guys were skewering some frogs.
Hmm.
Going full
At the
French.
first head of turtles.
Cosplaying the French.
Didn't even try and eat them.
Well, I did.
Anyways, let's get back to it. So, the kids generally know the way too, but you guys manage to take them back towards the farm, and as you do, you see the ladies are currently all waiting for their returning children, who are all apparently friends, family friends, and they have a big reunion, and the women are all like praising you profusely. They do appear to be like farmers' wives, or obviously not women of wealth, and they do try and pay you with trinkets and baubles they have. Do you accept?
No. And I take out 2 gold coins and I ask, whose fence was that over there?
And
I
then
move.
What do you ask?
one of the ladies looks over and says, "Oh, don't worry. There's no need. Seriously, you've already done so much, and please take these." And she like tries to hand you a handful of just like jewelry, essentially.
Thank
I,
you.
I am next to you going, this is more than enough, thank you very much, and I take all the stuff.
Okay.
I shoot him a very, very
Yeah.
upset look.
She
I
hands
smile and say, pay for the fence that you broke.
She says, "Oh, seriously, don't worry about it. It's just a fence. Plus 2 gold. That's far too much."
I give her 1 gold then. I'm not backing down.
Very
Alright.
Paladin like to go half on your offer.
She
I'll meet you halfway.
oh man. Alright, she accepts, and she's just like, okay, if this is what you want, I mean, you've already done so much, and like
It
all
would
the
please
kids,
me great.
you could just hear the kids like at their like waists, just like arguing, bickering, and like slinging mud at each other, and they're just like being little shits generally.
The
Except
children
the
are a
one,
handful.
yeah, except the one girl who's just like off to the side. But yeah, they're profusely, like, they're so grateful. And they tell you you should come around for dinner tonight and stuff, and they try and do everything they can. She said, please, you should come for dinner tonight. We'll set up a nice table of a feast for you. And then one of the kids like, Are we gonna have steak? I love steak. It's my favorite. And, and then she just like ignores the kid completely.
I'm unsure of our plans tonight, but I'm sure it's not necessary. Don't worry.
Oh, I insist, please.
What do you all think?
Just don't get kidnapped again.
She says, yes, I believe, she says, I believe, I got names here. Lorena. She's like, Lorena, didn't you speak to the guards? And then she's like, one of the other older ladies is kind of just like, yes, there should be a couple of guards posted here tonight, just to keep an eye out. Thank you for your concern. And please, we'll be laying out places for you tonight. So if you're free, you should definitely come around. It's the least we could do. And then one of them goes, the whole shit is just like, oh, you're gonna invite the lizard one though? He might eat us. We don't serve people here. And then he gets a swift slap on the back of the head. Like, ah!
I would educate him on dragons. He seems to be confusing them with lizard folk.
Just, yes, deepest apologies. I will teach this one some manners. He is a little shit, isn't he? But I'm glad he's back. And he's just like, hey, you can't call me that. You're not allowed to say sweary words like that to me. And she just like looks at you with it's like the face of, yeah, oh boy, here we go. Maybe I should have just left him out in the marsh.
Anyway,
What's for tea?
Do you actually ask?
Yeah.
She says, whatever you like. Is there anything you fancy?
I don't mind. I'm not picky.
Well, we could do
Elephant
some.
stew.
What's elephant? What's that?
Elephant stew.
Is that an elvish dish?
possibly.
Does the word elven not give it away?
I don't know any. We're not the fancy type, so we don't dine on fine cuisine like that. We've never really.
Oh, it's not fancy at all. It's just mostly potatoes and gravy. Oh,
Oh, we can do potatoes and gravy. That's our specialty.
I love this place. Can we come for dinner? Can we? Can we?
If you want
He's
to,
actually
Taylor.
autistic. It's Christmas solo. He's autistic.
That's his chromosome.
Callius in the quest for his chromosome.
High functioning Asperger's.
Oh no, I mean like people have already been saying it, but you're playing it very fucking well.
Yeah, take an inspiration.
I don't know if you'd be proud of that, but okay.
And I'll say, alright, Badaroon, Callius, take an inspiration. Yep, just you guys. Sorry. You deserve it though. So,
Is it because I tried to kill the tortoise?
yeah, I'm punishing you. Tortoise abusers.
Oh dear.
So yeah, again they express their thanks and they sort of bring their children in very protectedly. I would say since Swash you took all the loot that they handed you, it's not much. It's like 5 gold worth of.
Well, I'll just put 5 gold in.
Yeah,
Tell me. Alright.
yeah. Just put 5 gold worth of jewelry. Just put 5 GPs in. But they're very grateful. So, what do you
I guess
guys
we go
do?
back to the empty now, since there's people will be meeting us there.
Yeah, it's about
Yeah.
it's about approaching early afternoon at this point. And you guys head back through the main gates, and on the way you do pass some guards who appear to be investigating where you just came from. They seem to be walking by you. There's no other reason for them really to be going in that direction. It's not the dipshit guards you bumped into. It's a couple of regular old chainmail wearing guards with. Normally the guards in town you see go around with clubs, but these guys are properly equipped with like swords and even have a couple of javelins with them.
I give him a little nod as well past.
Yeah, they give you a nod of respect back, noticing the patch. Yeah, you guys walk back on in town and make your way to the empty net, over Sharkfin Bridge, past the markets, past various like tannery and.
Oh, past the market.
The Callius is going to have another heart attack.
Yeah,
Yeah, Callius passes out again.
Yeah, oh yeah. Seriously, you cross over Sharkfin Bridge. I would say you get a bit wheeze, like a bit nauseous, swash, but not too bad. But Callie is usually like, "Ugh." And when you actually cross the bridge, you. Yeah, you guys cross the bridge. The market's just there, and just as like you cross over it, you slow down, Callius, and you throw up.
I'll turn and I say, Callius, you okay?
Are you alright?
Callius?
Am I alright?
It's like projectile onto the ground, the cobbled road.
Yikes!
And then you just see like like citizens and stuff nearby kind of like giving you a wide berth as they're crossing the bridge. Even like a wagon drive like a merchant with a wagon kind of goes past and goes, "Rough night last night, eh?" And sort of chuckles.
Early
You know, like-
afternoon, by the way.
And he starts like he just like laughs and chuckles as he goes by, and yeah, you just see bent over double Callius thrown up onto the cobbled road at the bridge.
I definitely feel lighter.
Oh, okay.
Walk over and give him a hand, get him back up to his feet.
Yeah.
Did we walk past the market?
The market's
Oh,
just just like basically to the right of the bridge as you come down. The path naturally takes you past the green market, which is the market that sells. It's like it shifts every day, new merchants, all sorts of goods. Nothing too crazy mostly. Every so often you might get someone a bit exotic, but yeah, it's just like a big open patch of field in the middle of town, well, kind of the middle of town, with a bunch of merchants set up stalls.
I want to take 2 minutes detour, see if summer is there.
At the market.
Hmm.
That's a good. Let me see. Okay. I'll say make a perception check. Why not?
Oof. Can you see?
My eyes are.
You're looking around, and it's quite busy today. Through the sea of people, especially with a blindfold on, you're like, I don't see Summer. She's not around. Where could she be? Last time you remember, she was training with her flail. Off in the like, sort of. No, you're not. You don't know about that.
The battle shack.
She was cutting herself.
I should
Yeah.
do that.
Let's go training.
Yeah, you're not 100% sure where she is.
Okay.
Yeah. As I get back up to my feet, Jordan.
Yeah, you feel kind of okay. You feel kind of like the nose. The thing is, you didn't feel too hot before crossing the bridge. And after you crossed it, the nose like the nauseating like sensation just overwhelmed your senses and just pushed you over the brink. You can walk, you're fine. You did get a bit weak for a moment.
Does he look very pale? Like he's about to throw up again?
Make a medicine check.
How pasty am I?
How pasty am I?
No, he's
I'm-
fine.
I'm
He's
so
also
fine.
pastry.
You literally, like, you don't even, like, go over to investigate his well-being. You just look at him and you're just like, nah, he's alright.
Ah, good.
He's alright. Sleep it
Yeah.
off.
Seems to be breathing.
Would Callius be able to determine if it's because of the swamp water or other reasons?
You do what, sorry?
Would Callius be able to determine if it's because of the swamp water he got in his mouth when he fell up the tree?
You're not 100%, you don't know. Could be the fridge that's having a weird effect on you for some reason. You're not sure. You do, you
there's
do
something
remember being
weird about
told.
the fridge.
Yeah, you do remember something like the person you were traveling with did warn you as you crossed the bridge about you, quote unquote, pointy-eared folk crossing it might feel funny.
Our bridge is racist.
But I feel okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
if
feel
you
alright.
say so.
Yeah, I dip into the market actually. I just want to go get some medicine.
Alright, you dip
Yeah.
into the market.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna look for. Let's just say like a herbal remedy.
Tea tree oil?
Alright, Callis is buying drugs. Cool.
Hey, prescription drugs,
Prescription drugs.
It's medicinal.
medicinal.
So yeah,
For the-
just make an investigation check.
Oh, this is how I end
So
up
you're
with the
so
bad
you're
stuff.
looking for some kind of herbalist, right?
Yeah, like someone that just dealt with my nausea.
Uh,
Just give me advantage, George. Go on. I've got the guys holding me up.
Nah, like
The assistant.
you're really thrown off, and you're kind of looking around. The market's pretty crowded. Mostly you're seeing like textiles and kind of luxury goods being traded right now. Nothing of like real utilitarian purpose.
Oh well, that's not
Um,
handy.
Yeah, and also you're new to town, so you're not 100% sure what's around.
Oh, I gotta go to the internet.
Like
Me too. Let's go on the internet.
you've got like a bit of cramps in your stomach from the throwing up, and obviously it's unpleasant. But as you kind of start walking with the fresh air, it's not the worst thing in the world. You don't feel too bad. There's no adverse effects to your character sheet, let's just say.
Yet.
So, what you guys are
I guess
heading
we all.
just straight to the
yeah.
empty net, yeah?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, might as well.
Alright, you head to the empty net, and upon entering, just off the docks, you see Anders and Skeren waiting for you inside. And they appear like they're kind of sat at a table. Well, Skeren stood, standing with hands kind of clasped behind his back. As they turn to face the door as you come in, you can just see Kreb kind of imposingly, like leaning over Anders and like talking right at him. and you can see Skering was like kind of trying to wedge himself between them a bit and like, you know, watching him. And Anders is kind of like scratching his head and nodding as you walk in. And you see as well quite a few seedy folks kind of giving a wide berth to Anders and Skaren and Kreb. Like they're kind of occupying like the corners. It's not too busy, considering it's during the day. But you do see kind of like some seedy, shadowy people, the usual types from the empty net. And as you walk in, and Anders kind of looks at you with a thank God look in his eyes. He says, "Oh, hold that story just for a minute there, Krem, good sir. Hey guys, how's it going?" And he kind of stands up and sort of like straightens himself out and walks to meet you guys halfway.
Fine.
He says,
Good afternoon.
I heard there was a bit of a ruckus in town today, and somehow you were involved. I don't mean to sound like I'm keeping eyes on you or anything, but word gets around small town pretty fast.
Yes, there was an incident involving kidnapped children.
It's actually outside the town, but okay.
Oh. He says, interesting. But all taken care of, and town guard are on it, I assume?
Yeah, the situation's been solved.
Oh, great, excellent. Oh, very handy lot to have around you, and yeah, couldn't have come any sooner, but I thought I'm always early. Anyways, we'll be seeing you, Kreb. I assume you guys will want to get right down to business then, come see the council and help explain to them the situation.
I mean,
I believe so.
I mean, unless you've got like something urgent on. I did tell the
tell
other.
them what we know.
I did tell the others for afternoon meeting we would be having guests, which is probably about started. Oh, I don't know, about 15 minutes ago.
I guess we should go then.
Yes,
All of us. Okay.
all of us.
I mean, if you wish. And he kind of looks over his shoulder. Maybe I should be careful where I say things. Talk and walk. And he kind of walks ahead and gives you the motion to come along. Of scaring close at his side, giving you
I
all
follow.
the usual eyes. He's always watching your hands and stuff, making sure there's no sudden movements. It appears.
I want to walk next to him.
Next to.
Karen.
Oh, okay.
That's the name.
Okay. To what end?
Just one step behind him, looking at his back.
Right.
I want to see what he's doing.
He does. Okay, make a insight check. He appears to be scanning with his eyes over your weapons and gear, and he's just keeping a close eye on what you're doing, basically. And as you're getting closer, you can tell with a 16 that he's not happy with what you're doing, but he's trying to keep it fussed down. It looks like he's not trying to start
What
anything.
I'm doing or what we are doing as a group.
You, specifically. Tailing him, yeah.
Okay.
So he does give you a scornful look.
I'll go next to him then.
Yeah. And then he just kind of dismisses you for time. And then there's he stops as you're walking from the docks sort of closer into the center of town, into a more populated area. He stops you before you get there, and then just beyond are the usual. It's these big 2-story stonework building with these wooden sort of support beams and stuff, with the gallows out front, which again there appears to be no one up on the gallows just now or anything like that. In fact, in all your time in this town, Amos, you've very rarely seen anyone hung, but it happens occasionally. Usually for grievous offences
Well,
to the law,
They just have a midge off you.
especially to the Crown's law. And before you quite approach, Anders kind of stops, and with the town hall kind of at his back, faces you all, and he says, before we head in there, um, Galen Primore's gonna be present. Uh, as you're aware, his name came up when you were investigating the smugglers, and back before the Crown were here, he did have a bit of a reputation. He is quite powerful, let's just say. Best not to mention anything just yet before we have any hard evidence to suggest he's actually involved with these smuggler folk. I just ask you, don't bring anything up just yet. Perhaps if we find anything else in the future supporting, for sure,
So
bring it forward.
just keep an eye on him for the time being.
Yes, he will. How do I say this? He is beloved by many of the town folk. He does a lot of charity work, for lack of a better term. He throws banquets and feasts, and he throws parades. In fact, just recently, a few days ago, he came back from an island off to the west with these bountiful, strange, exotic fruits, and he was just handing them out to everyone free of charge. And he's seen as a pillar of the community, hence why he's on the council. In fact, that's how he got there. His family is always had a name in the town, very old family linked to this town, as is mine's. Especially my mother, she was very beloved. And he kind of eyes kind of gaze off in the distance for a few moments.
Tragic backstory.
And he goes, anyways, that is all. We shouldn't delay any further. Are you okay with these arrangements just for now?
Yeah, I think it's best.
I didn't plan to bring anything up regarding his name anyway.
Very well. Well, onwards we go. And he brings you all towards the town hall. Let me see. So, I believe it is... Let's see. Haha. Yeah, you go into the large stonework building, and you see there is kind of like a front desk, almost like a kind of office type vibe. You got like a front desk with these hatched, like wooden hatches, kind of obscuring, almost like a bank teller, with just like a female. It looks like someone with fey blood, like half elf woman, with kind of like dark black flowing hair and kind of like a green sort of tunic. And she's sat there with like papers and looks to be organizing things. And there's like a couple of people. It's almost like a waiting room. You've got like some like chairs sort of around the edges, giving you real like dentist office vibes. And you go in, and there's looks to you and says, "Oh, just a moment," and he walks over to the desk lady and starts talking to her, and then he ushers you to come with him down like a hallway and up these wooden steps, which eventually, if you follow, lead you into another hallway with a large set of double doors at the end. As he walks you sort of round the banister and down this small hallway, he opens the door to what you see is this sort of brick room on the exterior with this very like wooden floor vibe. A nice long wooden table fits what looks like could be maybe about 10 people around it, and it's like this rectangular shape. No one at the head or the tail of the table. You do see, however, who do you see here? You see 3 figures currently sat around the table. As you walk in and the table's right in front of you, you see on the left side at the far end of the table is this what appears to be like human lady. She looks to be a bit older, a bit rough around the edges. She's not like elderly or anything, but a bit rough around the edges. She's got a couple of like maybe scars across her face. She's got like short short shaved sides and kind of like flowing hair on the top swept to the side. This sort of white colour, wearing like these kind of furs around the neck and like a steely cold look in her eyes. Right next to her you see a, a man who's kind of the opposite end of the spectrum, very clean, sort of very well trimmed dark beard, flowing dark hair, sort of swept backwards. Looks to you all kind of with the eyebrow raised, inspecting you all instantly one by one. He's also wearing this kind of like fine tunic, very frilly, kind of. You can tell like he's either given the impression of money or he comes from money in some way. And on the other end of the table, on the other side of the table, opposite them two, is a dwarvish lady. She sat at the table. She's kind of like broad-shouldered, wearing these covered kind of like hard leathers. She's got like these hammers, which she's plopped onto the table. And she's got like this sort of long ginger hair pulled back into and tied back, and she kind of looks at you all with like her hand on her chin. And Anders walks in and he says, "Excuse us, sorry, we're late." And then the man speaks up, the rich-looking gentleman, and he's just like, yeah, come now, Anders. We're getting rather tired of this. It happens all too often." And I was like, "I know, our friends here and ran into a bit of trouble, and obviously my timekeeping skills aren't the greatest." And then he says, well, you don't know her name, but well, some of you do. I'd say Amos, you know these people. You know who you're all introduced. Anders stands. He says, my friends, gesturing to you, I present the rest of the council." Gestures to the older-looking lady, the gruff one. Says, "Ada Oland from the Oland family, very old and well-respected family, fishing family from."
Sorry, Ada
Saltmarsh."
Blind.
Oland, like
Boland.
Oweland. And
Right.
she gives you a nod and kind of like furrows her brows a bit, and it's like she's like squinting to look at you all.
I give a small wave. Hello.
And then it says, and next to her, this is Gellin Primewater, and he kind of raises his hand with like a limp wrist and then waves it up for a small like wave. And he says, "Greetings. Nice to meet you all."
Hello.
Likewise.
And then he gestures over to the dwarven lady and says, and and he explains, Gellin, he's also from an old fishing family, a very large trading family, member of the council for some time now. And he gestures over, he says, and finally, this is a Manistrad Copperlocks. I'll let you type that in.
Copper jocks.
Locks.
Copper locks.
He says, she's the voice of the dwarves put here by the crown, and the head of the mining operations just south of town. And she just looks and goes, alright.
Howdy.
And then Ada says, you see in the back, Ada just goes, alright, and who's this lot? And can we just fucking get on with it? And Anders says, yes, and she introduces each of you individually. I'm not going to go through that. But Anders does it for you, so don't worry about it. And he says, yes, Ada, we, as you said, fucking get on with it. And he says, please, my friends, take a seat, and we'll discuss and alert the council to what's been going on. And so lets you all take a seat. And as you all sit, there is a moment of just silence and just tension. As you all just kind of like looking at each other. And then Galen looks to you, Amos, and says, do I know you? I feel like I've seen you somewhere.
Who looks at me?
Galen.
Oh. Perhaps.
He says, have you ever worked one of my ships, perchance? Have I hired you for labor?
Maybe. Did you want something killed?
Not quite the business I'm in. So perhaps it wasn't you, but you do have a very distinct look about you. And then Ada right next to him says, Galen, please, stop fucking flirting with him, and let's get on with it.
I pipe up and say, you hired me for a bit once, Mr. Prime Water.
Interesting.
It was one of your banquets I performed.
He says, does he remember? Let's roll.
Let's roll.
Oh, I can actually show you guys what these guys look like, I guess. This is Ada. Just for the stream, I guess I'll switch. So Ada looks like this. Whoops, did it work? Oh, it's not Control Z, it's Shift C. There we go.
Well,
Ada.
yeah.
Nice.
Galen looks like this. And finally, Manistrad.
Zachary Reynolds.
Manistrad looks like this.
Has that been recycled? That looks familiar.
No.
Sure.
Look, I need a ginger dwarf, right? It's a ginger dwarf, and that's Anders, obviously.
Obviously.
Fuck.
Yeah, you guys have seen him before, so I assumed you knew.
It
So,
looks a bit autistic.
excuse
we all?
me. He does have a carer.
Maybe Callis should have a talk to him. We get a care of himself.
Call Martin to take care of him.
Anyhow, as you guys all get settled in, Ada is like obviously wants to get this on with, and after she just like shuts Galen up, she looks to you and says, "Alright, Anders, what's going on?" And Anders says, "Well, see," and you get the instinct he's not sure where to start, and he says, "Okay, so I received a tip that there was some sort of slave or slave smuggling operation or some of the sorts going on in the old abandoned estate south of the town. And that's when I've been trying to hire someone for a long time now. Everyone has their superstitious beliefs." And she goes, "Aye, is that no haunted? That's a haunted place, right?" And he's like, "Yes, exactly. Except, well, I suppose it was rather haunted."
Oh, fear not, dear lady. It is no longer haunted.
And then she looks at me and says, "Right, and how's that then?"
There was skeletons.
Alright,
We killed the skeletons.
alright, stop. Alright, why don't you lot tell me what's going on? Why are you here? Anders says you're helping the town, and it's worth talking to you, and all this shit. Like,
Yes, probably. Well, I'll go back to the start. So we were near the docks, minding your own business when the fish people attacked.
alright, you're that lot. Alright, right.
Yes, we were paid paid for that, for defending the town. And Anders then employed us to check out this manor, which we did. There was some smugglers, bandits, thugs, thieves, the usual.
Alright, well, and then Manisha says, pipes up and says, hold on just a second. Did you say south of the town?
South, yes.
Yeah,
How far south?
4 or 5 miles.
Fucking hell, that's not too far for the mine.
Huh. I didn't know this.
Well,
Mm.
saves us the hassle, I suppose. Thanks for
Aye,
that.
you're welcome, I suppose.
Anyways,
Anyway.
continue.
No problem. So we entered the establishment and had a look around. Found a tied up gentleman by the name of Ned. He said he
He's
knew
dead.
you. Ned's dead, yeah. He said he knew you, Mr. Primewater.
Primewater raises an eyebrow and says, I'm afraid you'll have to be a bit more specific than that, Ned.
I'll get to that. I'll get to that. Anyway, he said he was a slave and he was being kept prisoner. So we untied him, freed him, got him his stuff back, and then went to look around. Found the basement of this this place. There was a few bandits in there. We fought them, killed them. Then Ned decided to attack us. Apparently he wasn't a slave, he was just a bastard. And he said that, if I quote correctly...
At this point, you guys are all like sitting there, and you looked at Anders, and he's put his hand up to cover his face from like the rest of the council, and his eyes are just wide, looking at you.
Okay, at this point, I'll jump up and say, I'm sorry about my friend is rather drunk.
What? No, I'm
No.
just telling the story.
I'll put a hand on his mouth and I say, I'm sorry, he's rather drunk. I'm gonna take him out for a walk and some fresh air. And drag Swash away.
Okay, do you resist
What?
Say,
Swash?
please.
What are you doing to me? I'm not
Please.
drunk.
He's embellishing the story. It doesn't remember what happened.
He was
And we're
unconscious
going
from the
out
start.
for a walk.
Fine.
I'll point to Badrim and I say, he might be the best person to get a report from since he's doing that for a job, I guess. And take Swash away.
Sure, Frida, make a persuasion check.
Oi.
At least
Nice one.
Oh my god!
Can I? By the way, can I? That's great and all, fantastic. I'm persuaded. Can I? Can I insight?
You're like, maybe I am drunk.
Yeah. Can I insight Geller's Primewater's reaction to what I said?
Sure. Make an insight
See
check.
if I get anything. Oh, that's not bad. You say raise an eyebrow. Do I glean any information from that one eyebrow raise?
Was his left eyebrow?
Yeah.
Was it a left eyebrow?
It was like old Dwayne the Rock Johnson back in the day. When he was the
Nice.
Rock. And that. Do you smell what Gellen's cooking? Let's see. You don't get any like. You don't feel like you get any illicit reaction like oh my god or anything from his facial expression with an 18
Oh
or
no,
anything.
they know.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine.
you don't get anything like that. You just see like he looks kinda confused. He's like
Fair enough.
yeah, face of confusion when you mention he knows someone called Ned. He's kind of like, as
Ned
you're
said
being
to you.
dragged out, and then the rest of the kid, and then Ada's like squinting, going, the wee shit does look a bit drunk. Like, why are we speaking to that one anyway?
I always look like this. It's not drunk, and I'm going out the door.
And then as the door closes, he says, Anders is like sweating, and he goes, yes, apologies. Perhaps I should have just brought a couple of representatives for the whole group here. And he looks to you all and says, that's a fine suggestion from Frida.
Yeah, I'm outside with Swash, by the
Yeah,
way.
you're just outside, like giving him a slap. Yeah,
Hey, what the hell? What did I do? What are you doing?
What the fuck?
Right.
We just said do not mention Prime Water. You just gave away the only thing we had about him.
Okay, I suppose.
And
No,
all
you
that for
are
an eyebrow
done.
raise, eh? Let's see if it pays off. Bold move, Cotton. Bold move, Cotton.
Double strategy, Cotton.
I
Alright.
make enemies creatively.
Whilst you guys are having it out in the hall, and you can kind of hear like mumblings through the door, but the meeting continues, and Anders, kind of defers to you, Badram, and says, or one of you, he kind of defers to you guys and says, yes, as you can well see, Badram is a member of the town guard, and then Ada kind of just pipes up and goes, I don't know if I trust the town guard. What about the rest of you? What happened, really? Name your bullshit, right? What's going on?
Well, to pick up from where our intoxicated friend left off, we entered the house and we were clearing the house, looking through. We found the tied-up man who, once we found the rest of the bandits, he turned on us and attacked us. We pursued them, clearing out the rest of them, but 2 of them escaped. We then found a lantern, I think it was, a lamp.
Yeah. Anders told us all about it, and we had a look ourselves. We know what's going on there, but so you captured a boy, I heard, and he spoke up, and he's in the jail. Correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Right. And apparently that is only a small portion of their, or at least half, at most half of their smuggling operation. Of course, they get goods ferried in on a boat called the Sea Ghost.
I do believe so, yes.
Right. And Galen kind of leans back and says, Sea Ghost? Don't believe I've heard of such a vessel. I'll have to check the archives. And he's kind of like pondering. And you hear Manishad says, so this is all about watershite. I don't deal with the sea. And she just looks to the other council members, and they just look back. And he's like, this is rather important, Manistrad. We should definitely look into this. Eyes go wide, and you can feel like some tension, like between the two sides here. And Anders like kind of breaks it, and it breaks out and kind of goes, anyhow, our friends here, you found the materials which alluded that this operation was going on and how it works. Yes.
That is also correct, yes.
Yeah, I have tried. I gave them a small briefing, of course, and they wanted to speak to you. So here we are. And next is to plan out, the plan of action, and of course, we have the whole council here, and we can provide any necessary materials needed for such a thing. So, what would be required? What would be required for to allow you to go back to the site of the smuggling and trying. I was thinking about seizing their ship, if possible. What do you think about that idea?
Well, for starters, I would need a stay of leave from my duty as a guard.
Yes, of course, that could be arranged. Right? And looks over to Manistrad, actually. He looks to Manistrad. He says, you have the most sway with Etlander and the crown, of course. You could arrange something like this, right? As a member of the council and representative of the crown. And just, yeah, I suppose I could. Right.
Aside from that, if we are dealing with a larger force, then we may need additional manpower
Yes.
to help seize the ship.
Yes, of course. We could provide you with a couple of guards, too. I'm not sure how you wish to go about this. I'm not... And then Ada kind of pipes up, goes, how do you lot fight? Do you go about it dirty, or do you like to go head on?
Head on far into the fray.
I like it.
Sometimes from the back.
Oh, that doesn't sound very head on to me. That sounds like sneaky and dirty. And Galen pipes up and says,
Score defensive maneuver.
yeah, Galen says, sometimes being subtle is the best strategy, and taking your foe by surprise. And Ada's just kind of, nonsense, there's no honour in that. And they say, Anders says, yes, and well, firstly, we know that the sea ghost, and does a kind of like sea ghost like quotation, requires a signal back and forth, as found by our friends here and deciphered by the drunken one, I believe. Their code to ensure the operations go smoothly. It appears they have some kind of system in place to signal one another, and then they expect the smugglers on the coast to come out, collect the goods on some kind of rowing boat of sorts, and then take it back. So, if they are unaware of their fallen comrades, perhaps we can take that to our advantage in some way. Whether you think you could talk your way onto the ship and seize it from the inside, or sneak, or perhaps take it head on, I do not know. If you have any ideas, what do you think? You're the ones who are taking up this contract.
Well, I cannot speak for the rest of my party, but I'd say for myself, I'm not the very quiet, dexterous person. Sneaking is not really my specialty.
Yes, I suppose. I mean,
I can't lie.
you will have to approach via boat, it looks like. So perhaps your dexterity is not a real issue? At least not until you start to try and board the boat, I suppose. If that is a route you'd like to take. There is obviously the course of the silver tongue, if any of you possess such a mighty weapon. Can come in handy. The power of improvisation and words.
I do believe there are some of us.
How about you, elvish fellow?
No. I'm very good at telling the truth, man.
Let me just check something here. And then, Galen speaks up and says, either way, good sirs and lady, it appears these smugglers must be thwarted at once. If I remember correctly, they are due in a week to the day yesterday. So we have 6 days, including today, to prepare anything you might need, including a small vessel, if needed. Do you require such a thing, or do you possess a vessel of your own?
I do believe there were boats back at the cavern with the manor.
There wasn't. They took the last boat.
No,
Then yes, we would require a vessel.
Good try, though. Good try.
an echo from the past.
Yeah, you remember one of them took... It was like an 8-man rowing boat, and he took it on his own. He was like... "Yeah."
Hero.
I might be dead. Lost control of the boat.
Yeah, and he says, very well, why don't we post up a couple of guards to keep an eye out just on the site? Perhaps the guards we could detail out to you. We should. I mean, is there anything else you may require? Anything to allow you to carry out this task in any which way you need to do so? Within our means.
This is
of
kind of
course.
out of character question.
Yeah.
So with the way my town guard colours work, it's just like a tunic on top of my armour, right?
Yeah, it's like
So I can easily take it off.
Yeah. See, it's like you've got your chainmail, right? Okay, I've actually
Yeah.
got a picture of it. Let's see. Salt Marsh. Where is it? Here we are. There's an image here. Okay, so what it is, yeah, it's like chainmail on the underneath. Some guards wear helmets, kind of basic with the nose guard kind of coming down. And yeah, it's like a sort of purpley blue tunic thing that kind of capes over the chainmail, and a belt kind of ties it around the waist. Sometimes you've got like these you've got these like clothes under it that kind of like sleeves and stuff some guards wear. But yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
It is,
So I won't need no armour then.
yeah, you can take it's not like attached to the chainmail or anything. You can take the colours off and keep
that's
the
good then.
chainmail on. So
I mean, I should be
we,
fine then.
we shall provide. We shall provide you with a boat, a serviceable boat, one that can, of course, fit all of you, and we will grant you a couple of guards. We do wish to take the boat. The aim is to stop the smugglers completely, and hopefully regain any goods on the vessel, as well as any potential slaves, which must, of course, be freed. We can't allow for such evil deeds to carry out on our shores. I know this sounds like a large task, but from what we gather, and judging by the force that you encountered, it doesn't sound like there's very many of them. I'd understand if it's several vessels, but it appears just to be the one, correct? This sea ghost?
Yeah, you caught it, Jordan.
No, nothing important, don't worry about it.
Okay.
He's basically just like, oh, it's just a sea ghost, right? And just like,
Alright. Yeah, there was only one vessel.
yes, I mean, you seem like a capable lot. You've already stopped their coastal operations. I have a lot of faith in you. And even with your drunken friend. And he kind of eyes the door. And then looks back to you
Okay.
all.
I can assure you he's not normally like this.
Yes, perhaps if you plan on blagging your way onto the ship as new recruits of the smugglers or something or the other, don't let him do the talking. Maybe.
Perhaps.
Although he does have a seedy look about him, he does
Hey.
appear to fit into them.
You're outside, you don't
Dude,
need
have you
that.
seen
Shut
your
up.
character token? Have you seen that shit?
What are you talking
Trying
about?
to say you don't look seedy, bruh.
Jerry.
So, right then, six days on the day, we shall have a couple of our guards take up watching in the meantime until the day comes, just in case they come early, and we shall alert you if that happens. Is there anything else, any equipment you may require? We can provide to the best of our ability.
Money.
A batarang? Slinging spider webs? A cape?
Oh, I want a cape. I want a cape.
You're not in the room.
I know.
You're still given.
I want a cape anyway.
You're given the talking to, or maybe
I do
you're just
believe
in
I-
like the waiting room.
She's got an ear against the door.
Yeah.
I do believe my equipment is sufficient. I appreciate the offer, though.
He says very well. And it was a rowboat the smugglers used, correct, to collect the goods from the sea ghost and bring them back.
If memory serves me correctly, yes.
Very well. We shall provide you a rowboat.
Oh my god!
And Eda's just sitting there, like, swinging back on the chair, looking up and saying, "All the pish. But, suppose it needs to be done." And she kind of leans forward, the creaking of the wood, and leans on the table with a big thud, and a hand on her head, kind of leaning against it, eyeing you all up, and she just goes, "Well, these lot aren't wrong. You do seem quite capable. If Anders trusts you, then I trust you." And he looks at Anders. She looks at Anders. And misgender triggered. And then he kind of gives like a reassuring nod. And then he's still sweating at this point, looking at the rest of you. And she says, "Well, if you do manage to sort this for us, then should be a fair bit of coin in it for you. We'll make sure you're well paid. Of course, taxpayers' money, remember." We
The
are
coin is not
funded
important.
by the people in the trade, and thank the crown we have our new mining contingent. And she looks pointedly at Manistrad, who kind of grills back.
Ooh.
Anyway, anything else you lot? Speak up.
Oh, me.
Gallus?
Sure. Fuck you got to say?
Well, I don't know if you heard earlier on, but we saved some children from some frog people. I just wanted to let you know that, as an expert on the subject matter, those frog people should not be attacking civilization so riskily. They should be able to prey on anything inside the swamp, because they're the apex predator of the swamp. So I think...
What are you, a swamp person?
No, I'm an elf, ma'am.
Alright, so there's frog folk, and they're attacking who?
Oh, they attacked people on the farm on the north side of town.
Why haven't I heard about this?
It happened, and if I had a way of telling the time, in D&D.
You would
A few hours
guess.
ago.
Yeah.
Today, to ham today.
A couple hours ago.
Yeah, you would say for that.
A few hours.
Yeah, a couple hours ago. She's like, right. Well, I'll be having a word with the authorities then. So, you're an expert on what were they? Swamp people.
No,
Frog folk.
Frog folk.
Frog. Oh,
Bullywogs.
those damn fucking bully. Right. Is that could be a problem. First Sahuagin, now these fucks.
I think if you had guards on the outskirts of town, it would dissuade them from coming anywhere near. But I think there's something bigger. Something trying to move in on the Bullywog territory. That's forcing it to hunt in
Oh,
unnatural,
and why are you so sure about that?
because they are the apex predator of the swamps. The whole marsh out there.
Alright.
It's not deep enough. It's not deep enough for it.
Yeah, make a persuasion check. I'll give you advantage.
Sorry, you need to give me more than advantage. You need to go up to +5.
Ah, man.
Thank you for listening to my TED talk.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Inspiration!
Okay. Sure. I'll let you spend it. Go ahead.
Persuasion. Here we go.
Oh,
Oh, 15.
that's better.
That's as good
Yeah,
as
it's slightly better.
Alright.
That's a lot better.
She says, right, that sounds like it could be a problem. Can't have the townsfolk in a panic after the Sahuagin attack. Right. We should send some patrols. Take them from Burley and send them on mounts on the outskirts. Very well. That's what we'll do. We'll keep an eye out. We'll send our mounted guards towards the swamp.
I don't think that's a good idea, but okay.
Not into the swamp.
Ooh.
Don't
It's not
take me
the-
for a fool. Also, you're not there. Don't know why she's talking to you.
Exactly.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah, she's just talking to herself.
She feels the need to clarify herself.
She's like, but not in the swamp, you fucking idiot.
That's
And-
mom.
Yeah, and Gillen's like, well then, now that that is settled, is there anything else you fine folks have to share with us, or anything you require of us?
I want my cape.
You're not there.
I know.
I think that settles the matter.
No.
Andrew stands
Keep
up.
another time.
Andrew stands up and he goes, right then, ha. Meeting adjourned? And like question mark. Looks at the rest, and they all kind of just like groan and stand up as you hear like the scratching of the table, the chair legs against the wooden floor, and they all stand up and give you a nod. And they say, well, Ada says, well, Anders, this is your responsibility for the most part. Hopefully your trust in these people produces good results, and we shall be seeing those results hopefully in 6 days' time. We should have a meeting then afterwards, of course, for a briefing. And then they kind of like agree, and Anders, yes, of course, yeah. And then like he's like, looks like he's stressing out, and he's looking at you guys and going, right then, we will be seeing you. And he gets like finger guns later. And then he realizes he's doing finger guns, and he's like, oh, and he's just like, alright, let's go. And he kind of starts walking out awkwardly.
Just
Yeah,
gonna
I like
stand up and give a nod to the council and leave.
Yeah.
I like lean over to Amos and I whisper something like, he just gave us finger guns. I don't know if you saw that.
Finger
Wait,
guns.
Guns aren't even invented. Finger crossbows.
Exactly.
Finger crossbows.
Finger hand crossbows.
Did you do more than one shot? Does it have like a repeater crossbow?
I
Uh,
don't know.
Interesting.
It's very strange. Strange fellow.
This
And
man
yeah,
might be
called
richer
it.
than I thought.
Anders getting called out at the man with 3 charisma.
What's Anders' charisma actually? Let's look.
3.
4.
Nah, he's alright. He's endearing. Damn, he's got good charisma. And he doesn't get inspiration. He's
Shoots
charisma-
finger guns.
He's charismatic in his own way, but he was very stressed out there after someone started talking about stuff. Which, once he leads you guys out of the town hall, he stands out at the front with a fresh sea air and kind of breathes like a deep sigh of you're not sure relief or what. Scaring, obviously, waiting for him out in the office. And he comes out with him. And Scaring asks him, like, how did it go? And Anders puts his hand up with a finger raised. I'll tell you later. And then he turns back to the rest of you if you followed behind.
I mean, I'm gonna leave the room after him.
Yeah. You guys have a moment to talk to each other alone before like seeing him again if you want.
Wait, is Swash there?
Hello.
Where is Swash and Frida? Where did you guys go?
We were just waiting outside the building.
Or were we? Right, where exactly?
Yeah.
Well, we came, okay, we were.
You've been told.
I've been told it's fine.
You're-
Okay.
You're not allowed to talk to people anymore.
Anyway.
Excuse me.
See those kids were rubbing off on you. Not literally, of course, like Amos.
Mm.
So, yeah, you guys all come out to the front. Swash and Frida standing outside, having a bicker still, it appears. And
Swash, you're an idiot.
yeah, Anders is off to the side.
Okay.
That's fine.
Can I slap him?
Hey,
Yep.
I
I'm
dodge.
going to.
Make a melee attack roll
Oh, fuck off.
against his AC.
Disadvantage. I'm using the dodge action.
Fuck off.
Uh,
You're unprepared for this.
No, let's roll. Let's
Just-
roll initiative. See who's unprepared for what.
Just roll a
just a
d20.
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 Roll
Add your,
initiative, 1v1 slap fight.
add your proficiency modifier and add your strength modifier.
16.
Does 16 hit your AC?
Just.
Yeah, she slaps you. Psh!
Hey, what the fuck? That's not what you hit me for. The
You're a
hell?
fucking idiot.
One thing.
Why am I an idiot?
One thing. Tell you not to do.
How'd you do it?
I have the biggest shit-eating grin on my face ever, by the way.
I'll slap him again.
I slap him.
Okay, by this time I've taken a dodge action and I'm actually trying to avoid it actively, so disadvantage.
Yeah. You guys are trying to accost him and he's like trying to get out of the way. Meanwhile,
Wait, what is it? Is it your strength or is it proficiency?
strength and proficiency.
Proficiency. My strength is 0,
Yeah.
so that's fine.
Disadvantage though.
Fuck. Oh, disadvantage, okay, shit.
I,
Nah, that won't hit anyway.
Yeah, one hit.
I dodge backwards and say, what are you doing? I didn't do anything wrong.
Meanwhile,
I beg to differ.
you feel the eyes of Scarin burning holes into you, Swash.
Yeah, I'll turn to Karen and say, would you like to take care of him for like 10 minutes and then give it back to us?
The grin goes away.
he looks into your
I like
soul. It seems
I
like.
got one.
Yeah. His eyes almost appear cat-like for a moment, amber, with his silvery hair swept back, and he peers into your very being for a moment, and then your gaze is broken when Anders puts his hand on Scaren's shoulder and says, "No, it's quite alright, Scaren. Don't bother with it." And he looks at you and he approaches and he's like, that was a bit more stressful than it needed to be, but I don't think Gillen suspects anything, it seems. However, didn't seem very reactionary at your, not quite accusation, your insinuation.
Gentle suggestion.
There was nothing gentle about that.
Although we didn't garner anything from it. Sorry, we didn't garnish anything.
The parsley. So what now? We have 6 days.
He
Yeah.
says, "True, we have 6 days.
Well, I guess it's a good idea to go and check out the house. Now that you know, skeleton and smugglers are not there.
And he says,
We have a bit more time.
as he looks to you, he says, and I assume the smugglers, of course, operate this bullseye lantern. But who are one of you going to remain back to operate the thing, or
Yeah, I'll do it.
because I assume the lantern is operated, and then those who are collecting the goods head out on the rowboat and collect it and come back whilst the lantern is giving out the signal.
I think it's just the one signal, then everyone comes in. I hope, anyway.
I don't feel confident about going on a boat out. We'd be too exposed.
I know. I have an idea. How about we send a signal, say everything's fine, to send the stuff in, and then we take the boat, pirate the other boat when there's no one on it. Any of you guys sail?
He says,
No.
Anders says, why would they vacate their boat?
Well, yeah, they'd take not all the people, but I reckon they would take the boat in, drop anchor, put people on the rowboats, row a lot of them into shore with a smuggled cargo, where there could be people waiting, guards waiting. We could wait, ambush.
I
And
think
then-
you're
I believe-
mistaken.
Well, we have 6 days to talk this through. We could get to a better.
He says, he says, I believe, if I'm not wrong, the smugglers on the coast come out with their rowboat and collect the goods, no?
Which way are they
As-
smuggling?
As the sea ghost anchors down, preparing to give them the cargo. Is that not how it works?
Wait a minute. Is the cargo going?
I do not understand why they would vacate their crew from their large sailing ship.
Are they dropping things off or picking them up?
Dropping them off.
Yeah,
So
so
how
they
do-
might send a couple people.
Yes.
So how are they going to get things from the big boat to the shore if they don't put people on
In
the
the
boat?
rowboats.
Yeah, so the most of the crew will be on the rowboats.
Not
Well, they can
most
make
of
multiple
the crew.
trips.
Yeah.
Even so,
Anders,
say
Anders,
there's...
just, Anders just has this blank look on his face, like, what is going on?
Thinking about it the way, with the information we have, there was around about 10 or 11 people in the hideout when we went there, yeah? If they have a
Uh-huh.
big boat, then they have just as many people on the boat, or more.
Uh-huh.
So, the way they would get the cargo from the boat to the shore is they would take it in rowboats to the shore, back to the shore again, and then repeat.
Uh-huh.
Get all the cargo out of the thing. They'd have 1 or 2 boats.
Uh-huh.
They wouldn't have all the crew on the boats.
They'd have probably 3 on each boat, so that's half the crew gone.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
still, we can't take over a ship.
Ah, ye of little faith. I think we could.
He says,
And-
would it not be... correct me if I'm... I mean, I have been in the fishing and trading business by sea. My whole life, my whole family has. It wouldn't make sense to put the crew which is needed to operate the large boat out from the boat in case something bad happens and they need to sail with their entire crew at the helm. In order for a ship to operate at maximum efficiency, you will need all the crew members you can spare. If something were to go wrong, such as the town council of Salt Marsh finding out what they're up to and a small party of adventurers thwarting them.
Plus,
I mean,
2 of them
perhaps
escaped.
perhaps you were correct, and they did not think that far ahead. If this is a question which you need answered on the operations, we do have 6 days, and we do have a prisoner.
This is correct.
We can inquire further into how the operation actually was carried out, perhaps.
I do believe that would work.
Okay.
Could I trust that in the hands of you? One of you, at least? To get
I
information?
was sending your boy to get you information.
You can see he's like, doesn't look too comfortable with that. You don't even need to insight check. Scarin stands there silently. And then he just
We could
says,
try
"Whatever you
ourselves,
need,
but
sir."
with what has already happened to the prisoner, I do believe that the sight of Scarin again would put the fear of his life into him. It could work,
Very well.
and he need not do anything. He just need to be present.
Okay.
This, of course, revolves around your consent and Scarin's consent.
Well, when did you wish to know that this seems to be a part of the plan? When were you thinking of doing this?
Well, I mean, we could do it at any time. Before. Obviously, sooner rather than later.
He says, I did
Do you
just...
have any prior engagement for the rest of the day?
He says, just business. And normally I would send Scarin to oversee such business, but he is kind of needed, and
I mean, we could do it at the night. If you have business to attend.
that could be arranged. I have nothing on this evening, and Scarin and I could accompany you to the jail and barracks and see how our little prisoner's doing. Have a word, find out how they tick, how they run things.
I do believe that would be wise.
Very well. Okay, this evening, sundown, yes, meet at the barracks and jail.
Agreed.
Great. Now I'm going to go have a drink, an early one, and prepare for this upcoming business transaction. Oh boy, that was not fun. And he kind of looks at you, Swash.
I'm not looking at him at all. Looking at the other direction at something interesting on the wall.
He's like, anyway, yep, see ya. And he just kind of like walks off.
Farewell.
And you're left to your own devices.
I'm going to walk to the empty net and have a drink and maybe some.
Yeah, I guess I'll. That sounds like a good idea.
Some carousing, maybe?
Carousing?
What?
Carousing.
The fuck is carousing?
Like, it's like cavorting.
No, okay.
Which means,
It means having a drink and a laugh.
oh, Look,
Carousing, the activity of drinking alcohol and enjoying oneself with others in a noisy, lively way.
See? Drinking and having a laugh.
Thanks, Google.
wow.
It might not be the same as cavorting. I pulled out my ass.
Cavorting, jump or dance around excitingly. Or excitedly.
I like to cavort.
I cavort every Saturday.
Do you
We don't want to know, man. We don't want to know.
Every Saturday. Anyway. So you wait, does everyone just go to the empty net?
Well,
Okay,
I
actually.
am.
Did you say tonight we're going to like
Sundown.
barracks?
Stand
What
down
time
at
is
the
it?
barracks.
We have a few hours to kill. It's like early afternoon.
Yeah, it's like 2 o'clock.
Yep.
Well, I'm going
Let's
home.
get drunk.
Aguilera Swash.
That's going to be a running theme of this campaign.
Callius wants to go back to Sharkfin Bridge, Jordan.
Sure. You still have stomach
You
cramps, by
want
the
to
way.
die?
You walk.
Calais wants to throw up again.
Okay, so Callius, you walk. Most of the party seems to be heading towards the empty net, and you just kind of like, I'm just gonna go to Sharkfin Bridge. So you turn away.
I'll catch up, I'll catch up.
As Amos, what are you up to? Are you going with the party?
I'll
He needs to find Summer.
yep. I'll let them know I'll be back. In a bit.
Alright.
And I guess I chum Callis till the bridge.
Callie. Old Callie boy. Alright, you guys walk to Sharkfin Bridge, the rest of you make for the empty net. So Callius, you walk by again, basically opposite directions. There's the party, you walk down to like the southeast and you're going like northwest towards the Sharkfin Bridge, past the market, the green market, and other various shops in town and residential areas like that. So, what do you do there?
How is it? See the bridge? Is it like over like a river flowing through town?
Yeah, the Kingfisher River.
Kingfisher.
Yeah, if the Kingfisher River flows kind of like eastward towards the Dreadwood, through a bunch of plains and hills and into the Dreadwood. But the estuaries are basically lead all the way out into port. So the source of the river comes from, obviously, inland.
So if I walk across the bridge to come out of town,
Yep.
do the stomach cramps go away?
Do you walk over the bridge?
Yeah.
Amos, are you just like watching him?
No, I just jumped in there. I'm going home.
Alright,
If he jumps, he jumps.
okay. Callie, as you walk over the Sharkfin Bridge, and as you cross it, you feel nauseous again. Just make a con save.
Oh, con. Sheet please open. Oh dear.
Yeah, the stomach cramps, they don't flare up, but you just feel kind of dizzy, not to the point of vomiting.
Does it feel... trying to think how... say it, like... Does it feel like it's coming on because of seasickness? Or something arcane?
How specific?
Very specific.
Make it into... make a wisdom check.
20, please.
Oh,
You have no idea what's causing this.
I must be seasick. I've never been to the sea.
It is a bit. It's a bit like kind of like car sickness, but it's like it's like a rush to your head as well, and you kind of like get a bit dizzy, and then you kind of stabilize after some moments. You're fine. The stomach cramps are perpetual though. They were happening before you reached the bridge, and after you crossed it, they're still there.
Right. Well, I will head back to the Is there another way back to the empty net? Or is this bridge the only way in?
Just check the map. This is the only way, unless you want to go for a swim.
I might die if I go for a swim. I'll take the dizzy spell.
Wait, what? Do you swim?
No, I'm gonna go over the bridge.
Okay. You can swim if you want, I mean...
But I'm gonna die if I do that.
So, you cross the bridge, and again, once you reach the end, you get all dizzy and shit. Not pleasant.
No?
Suddenly,
An ambush.
out of the river,
The Demogorgon.
Kochichi.
Oh, okay.
The true final boss of the camp.
what was?
Oh, this is a bitch.
So, you cross the river, make back for the empty net. Amos, what are you doing exactly?
Heading back to the shack.
Come back to the shack.
To my not slave teenagers. I almost said premature adults, but
You mean to your sexy slave?
Premature adults. That's one way of calling it. You head back to the shack on the outer parts of town. And you before you head inward, you hear like grunts and stuff coming from like the back,
Oh god.
and it sounds like a female voice, and it's
Oh, I
like
was going to say Joffrey's having.
making those kind of noises like "Ha! Ha!" and you hear like the swinging of chains clanging and then big thumping noises.
from the back.
Yeah, from the back of the shack. Not in the shack, outside.
I'll follow these sign of chains rationally.
Yeah, as you have a look, you see that Summer has acquired some kind of training dummy and is currently
Let's go, Joffrey.
wielding her flail and practicing against it. And you can see like her other hand is glowing as well.
Damn.
Like a faint white colour. She's like bashing into this training dummy.
I'll walk up to her.
Yep. She's like,
I see.
ha! Clonk.
Shalom, Summer.
She stops like swinging the chain. She goes, oh, alright buddy. How's it going? Praise be Bane.
Yep. Did you do what I asked of you?
Which one?
The market and the silk?
Oh aye, that's alright that.
And where's the money?
Got a nice chunk of change. Bought this dummy.
And how much did that dummy cost you?
She says... Excuse me. She says... how much was that? Bolt of silk. this whole thing. A couple of gold for this. Can you believe it?
So you must have some leftover coin left from the silk,
Sure.
right?
Yep.
Can I see it?
Yeah, I left
And,
it. I left it in the temple.
Where exactly?
In a bowl. Collection bowl and all that.
I'll go and check the hashtag collection bowl.
And she just like, with like a dumb face, just acknowledges you with a big grin on her face. Turns back, starts whacking again. You go in. No Joffrey.
Thank
There's a bowl at the front of the shrine you have,
Mm-hmm.
and in the bowl appears to be a collection of coin. Appears to be.
Uh,
You wanna have a look?
Yep.
18 gold
Yep.
pieces.
18 gold pieces.
Uh-huh.
And there's no Joffrey.
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
And you just hear it say like, yeah.
Okay. I'll go outside.
Uh-huh.
Where Summer is.
Uh-huh.
Sword in hand. And I just whack the dummy with my sword. But
Right.
before I do,
Smite.
I'm gonna searing smite my sword.
Wait, that's a concentration? What the fuck?
Well, that's a minute.
Oh, is it only?
Yeah,
have a
I think
minute
it's
to
one of
use
those
it.
things that's like, it just lasts until you the next hit something, as long as it's within a minute.
Oh shit. And the attack deals an extra 1d6 fire damage to the target, causes the target to ignite in flames. Okay, dude.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, okay, no, that's different.
Roll damage.
Roll 20, hello?
You rolled a 6 to hit.
Wait, is it a me?
It's not gonna run away.
You still might miss.
Wait, a 6 to hit? One-handed? Alright. I actually have a thing for this on my DM screen for objects. Object, AC, and HP. It is made of wood.
Lucky.
And the AC of wood is?
Pretty high. Wood and bone, pretty high. And it's a medium, so it has. Okay.
Medium wood.
How much damage? Alright. You don't get the best hit on it, and you blast it, but the effect of the sword still happens. This fire emblazons out, but it doesn't quite catch the wood to set it up alight. But someone goes, "Whoa! Holy shit! Who did you dominate to get that trick?"
So is the dummy not on fire?
No, but there's like burn marks on it.
Okay. I'm gonna two-hand grab Summer and push her face against the dummy.
Lol.
Where the bird mark is.
Abuse.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Make a grapple check.
Oh no. What's that?
It's contested strength.
If
Well, she rolled an 8. So you managed to grab her, and you push her face against the burn mark of the dummy. And she goes, as her face is like smooshed up against the wooden dummy, she's like, "Whoa, is this for Bean?"
this is not for Bane, this is for you. See that mark? That's gonna be in your fucking body next time you spend my coin without letting me know. You've worse than fucking Joffrey.
Jesus.
She's like,
And that's a task.
yeah, make an intimidation check with advantage. She's like, okay, I won't. Never again. Praise be Bin.
That doesn't sound so genuine to me.
You get a feeling nothing she says sounds genuine. But sometimes it is. I'll let you insight check.
Yep, I will insight check that.
You're like, good enough. Can't read.
Right,
But
I
she gets a message and she says, I respect the hierarchy of Bane's chosen and the right to dominate. I'll
I
never
was gonna
spend your
kick the
gold
back
again.
of her knees. Let her collapse.
Yep.
And you say, where the fuck is Joffrey anyway?
She looks up and just kind of shrugs.
I'm gonna be away for tonight. Don't do anything stupid.
Oh, sure.
And by stupid I mean buy stupid dummies.
She goes, alright. I'm getting good with this though.
If you're so good, you can go and kill some frogman. Just outside the city.
It'd be better if we just bended them to her will.
Then do so. I donated the turtles earlier today.
She goes, yes, queen.
It was a big one of that as well.
She says, where is it? Did you kill
In
it
the
after?
swamps.
What?
No.
You never killed it. You dominated it and then left it.
Yeah, I left it with a mark. A mark that would remind him every single day who just dominated him. I wrote that beast. Not to battle, but to get some kids. Not that way.
Gosh fucking damn it.
Alright, Samuel.
I like to dominate kids.
I've heard that spell before.
Amos, Kid Dominator, C-Ben.
That actually kind of broke me, to be honest. I don't know where to go from there.
Go and be useful. Go take up contracts. See if there's anything outside the city that you could find.
Is that your will? Is that Bane's will?
Yes.
Alright.
Do you wish to learn? Do you want to be stronger?
Alright. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna dominate something or someone and I'm gonna bring it back and offer it up to Bane himself as a thanks for
Okay.
his gifts.
Joffrey doesn't count.
Joffrey.
But yeah, make me proud. Dominate something. Or someone, perhaps.
Aye, boss. I'm on it. Lego. and she gathers up her gear and then heads toward what looks like. God, I've got the directions all fucked up in this town because I've rotated the compass like 90 degrees, so I keep mixing shit up. But she heads towards like the north part of town where the gate is that you headed out towards the marshes. She heads in that direction, it seems, going down like the pathway and stuff.
Okay, good.
On a crusade, the asphalt.
There's hope. Shall I?
Shalam. And with that, we cut back to the rest of you in the empty net, and that's where we'll cut it off for the night. Ending on a high, as always.
If you
Just
call that.
let me know how
Child
much I
abuse.
spent for a drink and something to eat.
To be fair, Summer is like 20 odd years
Asking
old.
for it.
She's like 21, so Joffrey's 19, so he is an actual teenager.
Another week, another meme about Amos in the Discord chat.
Well,
Another one. Where is it?
another campaign, another meme character from Java.
It just came out.